Well. Unfortunately, we done went through another defeat. Hey, what's going on, people? Like I said, this your people here at Atlanta Falcons Nation. Like we said, you win, loss, draw, whatever, we still gonna come in here right after the game. Like I said, this your boy here, 6-man KStylzz, aka the Fat Man. And as you see on my stage left, go ahead and introduce yourself, man, so they can hear you.
Hey, man. Obviously, this is your boy, Mad Mike. Hey, man, I'm absolutely impressed with everything that I saw today. If you guys understand what we've been preaching for quite some time, which is one, improvement with the coaching staff. Two, just seeing the defense. Seeing the defense to really get key stops. They're getting turnovers. They're getting to the quarterback. Our stars are actually acting like stars. Grady Jarrett, Dante Fowler, Deion Jones. It was a little bit shaky in the first half. But what I saw most importantly is the heart. I saw the heart. That's what I was waiting for. Just to see the heart and the fight that they gave. And I know people probably looking at you, it's like, look, bro, look, they were down, what was the score? 20, it was
21-7.
21-7. They didn't give up. You heard it. They were sucking off. I'm so sick of these Fox analysts. It's to the point where it's gross how much you can't even. Look, the man Tom Brady on the field, it happened again. They get out to a good start, and then the defense save them. This is no different from what we saw in the Super Bowl. We get out to a great start, and then he gets saved by his defense. Really, what really turned that whole game around is the AJ Terrell injury. He goes down. If he doesn't go down, we're talking about the Falcons right back in it. So what I saw from this team, man, I saw heart, I saw grit. The coaching staff, Arthur Smith, is getting in a groove, and I'm telling you right now, watch out for Kyle Pitts and Arthur Smith. Those dudes, he was really getting into a rhythm with that guy. You know what I'm saying? So I know it's another loss, but we say it all the time. There's always some good, even in a loss. You know what I'm saying? So y'all can have whatever y'all thoughts are, but at this point, man, I'm so proud of this team. I'm so proud of this guy. And I'm gonna say this too. I gotta say this too. The hell with y'all haters. All right. All that shit y'all was talking about Matt Ryan. All right. All that crap that y'all was talking about Matt Ryan, he threw, he need to do this. The man ran the touchdown on a fucking read option. Read option. Dude, let me repeat that. Because I don't think y'all heard me. I don't think you heard me, okay? A read option. Matt Ryan on a read option. Did you see that? Did any of y'all see that coming? He been in speed training. And then he showcases it in a game. Do not ever disrespect my quarterback ever again. And here we go. We're talking about he threw 3 interceptions. But when we talk about the other two, these are just bad, like these fluke plays. A tip drill. You know what I'm saying? That can happen. We almost had like 2 of them this year, 3 of them this year on tip drill. So like those types of things happen. He does as a defensive lineman, you're taught if you can't get to the quarterback, get your hands up. Vita Vea made a good play on it. JPP made a great play. And I'm going to say this, too. I'm proud of this offensive line, man. I'm proud of this offensive line. They play like absolute crap. But at the end of the day, everybody can say that Todd Bowles is a genius, but he's not a genius. He didn't have a choice but to sit back and blitz because his front four wasn't getting home. The Falcons shut that down. That's how they was able to go on that streak to get out of to get back to the game. They shut that down, and he said, "All right, my front four is not getting, so I got to send everybody. I got to send 6 guys," and that's what overwhelmed the Falcons. They just sent 6 every play. They were sending 6. You can't do anything about that as a team. So that's what I got to say about that.
Oh man. Well, let me say it like this. Yeah, like I said, I agree with Mike when he said about the defensive line tip drills, because as a guy that's been in the trenches, that's what you always taught, is to get your hands up. Like I said, the second interception I will put on Matt Ryan. That was a bad throw. You could say, well, Gage should have ran that route a little bit more convincingly or whatnot, but that's one of those throws that you don't make at the time. But I will say one thing. Outside of those 2 tip drills, this is the offense we have been waiting on, especially with the offensive line. Like I said, Jalen Mayfield, he had one job this week. His one job was to go from one of the most talked about, criticized offensive linemen in the league to at least showing up. And he showed up more than what I needed, more than what we expected. I'm proud of him. Like I said, as the score says, 48-25. The 2 pick sixes is really the difference between this game. But the main thing that I wanted to see, it wasn't no wins or losses. That, like I said, I wasn't worried about. I wanted to see the mentality of this team. Oh, before I finish my comment, let me go ahead and go with this $4.99. Holla, 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 holla.
Holla, holla, holla.
4 or 5 games, manageable stretch coming up. Let's take this opportunity to get a rhythm and learn how to win. Not yet. We fought hard. I give them that. And that's the one thing you want to do. You want to build the building blocks. Like I said, week 1 was an embarrassment. This week right here was definitely to show if you was mentally tough to overcome the Super Bowl champions and just come with a fight. Now, like I said, we could say it like this, where they're a division rival, that's a different thing.
Mm-hmm.
But at the end of the day, I'd rather see fight after getting your ass whooped than getting your ass whooped and getting your ass whooped the next week.
Mm-hmm.
I'm just gonna say it like that. Like I said, there was plays left on this field, and that was from all 3 phases. But I'm gonna save that for later. I'm gonna let you go ahead and get his initial thoughts off of this, man.
Before you do that, KStylzz, we got another one.
We got a $1.99.
Hey, look, y'all gonna hear that bell next week because we gonna win. We gonna beat the Giants next week.
Holla, holla, holla. Mr. Beasley, appreciate the $1.99 super chat. He said, I know we own 2, but I like this team so far. And that's the thing. We have to look at it. God, we got another one. You might have to hit that next one right quick, man. I don't know where that.
Hold on, let me see.
Hold on. Oh, I got it right here. We got a $5. Holla, holla, holla. From Killer Frats with the $5. Appreciate you, homie. He said AJ had a great pass breakup. We're going to get into all that here.
Mm-hmm.
We're going to get
into the numbers. We didn't get into the numbers and all that. We're definitely going to get into that this week. That's something that we're going to go over for the most part. But KStylzz, you going to say that? No, I'll just go. The only thing that I'm really surprised with, and one thing I say I'm disappointed. There's two things that I'm disappointed in, and that's like there are not a lot of guys winning their one-on-one. Like Grady Jarrett is getting double teamed, but we need guys. Fowler was winning his one-on-ones, and we saw a few times Marlon Davidson really stepped up. He stepped up big time. I'm proud of that dude. JPP, he stepped up in a couple of opportunities also, but Ogum Daisy, he had a couple of, man, look, I'm proud. Like I said, I'm proud of what I saw because this is one of the better coached teams in the NFL. And we stood. We had Tom Brady on the sideline pacing. He was scared to death until yet again. All right, somebody give me a $5 holler for that because look, Tom Brady was pacing on that. He was pacing on the sideline. He was worried until his defense bailed him out yet again. Why does that not? Why do people never see that? They were so busy to slurping the hell out of Tom Brady. They were showing touchdown passes from last week, and like, what are y'all doing? Well, what are we doing? This is this week, and y'all showing touchdown from 3 weeks ago. What are we talking about? So he get bailed out again, and like I said, I don't give a damn what nobody say. Your boy Todd Bowles got out coached. That was not a great adjustment. That right there was, I ain't got no other choice. Ain't shit else working. All right? So that's all he did. All he did was send everybody. They sent the house all the time. That's it. That was the only adjustment. So when it comes down to it, I'm so proud of what I saw in my head coach. He made the necessary adjustments, and we got to give a shout out to Dean Pease. He shut that crap down with Gronkowski and Tom Brady in that second half. Let's be real. He shut that shit down. Shout out to Dion and Foye Olakun, Michael Walker. They shut that shit down. So that's all I got to say, man.
I got a lot to say, Mike. I got a whole lot to say. But what I'm going to say is I'm really impressed.
Wait, one more thing. I got to say this. I apologize, but I got to say this. I just need something better. I need a better effort from Hennessy because I'm seeing everybody getting better, but he looked absolutely horrible today. The guards played better, but Hennessy, he got to step up. Or he gonna be seeing Chris Dolman in his rearview mirror right now. He was awful. I gotta say that he was terrible.
Yeah, man. What I'm gonna say is I was encouraged by watching this game, even though the score, like I told you guys last week, even though the score was 48-25 was the final score. That was after two batted passes. One was a legitimate interception, but the one was a batted pass. I mean, there was nothing you can do about that. The ball popped up in the air right into the guy's lap for an easy touchdown. But I was impressed because I talked about last week after the post game in our last post game show. I wanted to see if this team was going to improve. I wanted to see if Arthur Smith, if Dean Pease were going to make the necessary adjustments. And in this game, I saw the adjustments. And that's the reason why I wanted Arthur Smith or offensive-minded head coach. In this game, like you said, Mike, he out-coached Todd Bowles. The fourth down play where Ridley scored the touchdown when he looked like he was going to set a pick and then just went outside, didn't set the pick. Yep. It was a great drawn-up play. I love the routes that they ran on that play to get Ridley basically wide open. Great catch by Ridley, perfect execution, and you can tell that was a play that they've schemed this week. That was something that they went over. And last week, we saw those two plays where really they did the two pick plays and they got the PIs. So the way that they made the adjustment, they said, don't touch anybody. Act like you're going to go up and set a pick on them and go the other way. So I love what I see.
That's adjustments. What are you talking about?
That's adjustments. $5. $5.
Holla.
The baby ain't sleep today. I seen somebody in the chat saying the wife gonna get me. Now the baby ain't sleep yet. So y'all about to hear this bell.
Teacher Red
But
gonna beat
hopefully,
your ass when we get off.
nah, he ain't sleep today.
Cut that goddamn bell off.
Hey, but that's gonna be the victory bell because I really believe we're gonna hear that victory bell next week against the Giants, because what I just saw out of this team, I'm proud of this team, all 53 men, the coaches, because like I said, I seen the adjustments. If you watch this game all the way through, I like to see what you in the second half, they made the proper adjustments. That's what we didn't see with the last regime. And like Mike said, they were panicking. Tom Brady was panicking. I love the aggressiveness when we were in the red zone to go for it on that fourth down play I talked about with Ridley. I love the play of Cordero Patterson right now. To me, he's the MVP of the offense right now. Other than Matt Ryan, Cordero Patterson was playing his tail off. I love the way that he runs the ball, physical. The one play when he broke up the sideline, he needs to work with Calvin Ridley and work with Calvin Ridley as far as his strength. Because when you see Cordero Patterson, he's not looking to go out of bounds. I don't know why guys can't tackle this dude, but this dude is a man amongst boys. On that play when he went up the sideline, he almost scored a touchdown right there. They couldn't even knock this man out of bounds. Like, I just love that this was like a heavyweight fight. When you put up that type of effort against the Buccaneers, who are the defending champs and arguably have the best roster in the league from top to bottom, we're not playing the Buccaneers and we're not playing a team with this much talent every single week. So I definitely think that this Falcons team is going to win a lot of games this year. We got to play the NFC least this year. We should beat the Redskins as bad as they looked on Thursday night. We should beat the Giants. We should beat the Cowboys. We should sweep the remaining games in the NFC East. And to be honest, if we saw the Eagles a little bit later in the season, or we see them in the playoffs, if they play like they played today, you can beat any team if you go into the next couple weeks playing like you played today, because these guys are going to only get better. I seen the offensive line, as bad as it kind of broke down later in the game, they looked a lot better. Mayfield wasn't getting a lot of those false starts. They were doing a good job of staying ahead of the chains. And this is with the crowd going crazy. You're on the road. The Buccaneers, that crowd was going crazy. You got crowd noise, and those guys did a good job up front. Matt Ryan did a good job at the line of mixing the protections, telling guys what to do. He took command. As much as people say Matt Ryan's not an alpha male, I don't know what y'all talking about. Because today, Matt Ryan made me want to run through a wall and play football. Like the way that man was out there playing, that dude was on fire. That man, if you want to say that man don't want to win, that man had the eye of the tiger. If you watch Rocky, that's what I thought about. I'm like, play the music, because that man looked like he got the eye of the tiger. This man zone read, running the ball. And that's another thing I was talking about. You got to do things that teams are not going to expect you to do. On a 2-point conversion, they're not going to expect Matt Ryan to do a keeper. That's all scheme. That's all Arthur Smith. Yeah, Matt Ryan was able to go airborne. As people always say, Matt Ryan's not athletic. Matt Ryan put it all on the table today. I mean, I love what the fight that I seen out of this team today. Like, I'm proud of these guys for going out there, making the necessary adjustments, and these guys hit back. They got punched in the mouth in the first half, but they came out in the second half and they outplayed the Bucs. I don't care what the Bucs say. They outplayed the Bucs in the second half. I was like, man, the defense was getting 3 and outs against Tom Brady. Like, they had, I think, 2 3 and outs. I mean, to me, and what I always say, KStylzz, it's always those 2, 3, 4 plays in the game.
Nizzalek.
Hey, don't start that yet, because I got to go on that. That's me right now.
KStylzz, I'm jumping the gun. That's why Mike did it. I'm jumping the gun. That was the play of the game.
Let him have that. He got something.
Look, because I'm about to say, of all the Falcons, all the football content creators, I'm the only one that talks about Punter. So let me have that.
All I'm going to say is hand Nazalek a pink slip, special teams coach. KStylzz, hand that man a pink slip now. A 35-yard punt. We might as well went for it on 4th down. The way Matt Ryan was playing and the offense was moving the ball, if we're going to give them the ball in our red zone anyway, just go for it. I mean, I was like, when that happened, I was like, oh, man, you playing with fire. Because Tom Brady, you keep giving him opportunities after opportunities on our own. Like, to me, that changed the game. I'll just say that. I don't want to get too far ahead of myself, but that was the play right there. When that 35-yard punt, it deflated the whole team. Like, it took the air, out of the ball. Like, That was it. That was the play where I was like, these are the plays that lose you games right here.
That and that goddamn drop interception by Moreau. I could, boy, you talking about screaming. I've never screamed so loud in my life. That dude had it was the slowest throw you could ever catch, and you drop it. He threw it right to you, and you dropped it. These are the things that we're talking about. Why this guy, and he's constantly labeled as the GOAT, but he's the luckiest guy in the universe.
Boy,
that's an easy pick six. Easy.
I don't know what it is. He must got some holy oil in his locker or something, because that man, between the tuck rule, because that one play where Dante Fowler sacked him, I was like, oh, here we go again. They're gonna try to say his arm was moving forward. Somehow, some way, they're gonna try to figure out a way to screw us over. But I'm excited, man. I'm pumped up. Like, I'm coming in here like we won the game, because I'm just super excited that I seen improvements. Like the jump that they made from week 1 to week 2, it was looking like we were watching a totally different team. So I'm proud of the way that these guys came out and played, because they could have easily packed it in. Being down 24-10 going into halftime, they could have said, let's pack it in. The Buccaneers are ahead of us. But what did Arthur Smith say in his press conference? We're not victims and we're not front runners. We're going to keep battling, because we've been known to be front runners. We jump out to a huge lead, and what ended up happening? How many games last year did we lose when we had the lead? We've seen numerous games like that.
I'm sorry, Drew. I apologize, but this $5 holler, I got to get on this. All right, look, I'm gonna tell you something, bro. We talk about moral victories. Why do we talk about moral victories? I apologize to you, but like this is why Atlanta Falcons Nation exists, because we want to teach people the small, intricate details of football. You can sit up here and say I'm gonna just slow it down just a little bit, and I'm gonna give it a perfect example of why Tampa Bay won the game. Tampa Bay won the game because and this is something as simple as this. It's two things. It's what KStylzz always preach, what he gonna get to later, about one of the guys nobody even pay any attention to, and 2, missed opportunities. He had an easy pick 6. Moreau was going the other way. If he catches that ball, he going the other way with the pick. If he catches it, he either get the ball back and Matt Ryan and the offense rolling at that point. But they end up scoring the touchdowns, and Tom Brady. You give any, not even just Tom Brady. You get any NFL team, with a veteran quarterback, they're going to make you pay. And that's what it is. So it's plays like this is why we talk about more victories, getting key stops on third down. We were getting turnover on downs. We were getting third down stops. We were converting 2-point conversions. We didn't do that under Dan Quinn. So while we talking about moral victories, this leads to belief. This leads to your team really believing in what your coach is preaching. And the fans start seeing these things. So they start to get excited. And the more that you bring in even more talent than what we have, so we still struggling in the trenches right now. But teams, they see these types of things. All right, this team is not giving up. So guess what? I'm going to give a little bit more effort. We saw AJ Terrell. Dude diving in the air, putting his body on the line, jumping in the air, end up getting hurt on that play. You know what I'm saying? These are the small things that's going to help you get wins.
So, yeah. So let me go ahead and address this right now. Like I said before, the pick sixes hurt. As Falcon fans, the true Falcon fans, it hurt. You can blame one of them on Matt Ryan. I'll give you that one. But as a guy that's been in the trenches, like Mike already said, and this is already what's already told. If you can't get to him, put your goddamn hands up. Now it's unfortunate that it led to interceptions. But I tell you something like this. You saw the Eagles game, right? Mike, Jew, I know y'all saw the Eagles game, right? Yeah, we did a post game show on the Eagles game, right?
Mm-hmm.
We saw this game. Did y'all see a difference on both sides of the ball?
I did. I seen a huge improvement, and like you was talking about, I don't want to take it and run with it because I know you're not done, KStylzz. I just want to say this of what Mike was saying about the moral victories. There's no moral victories in football and professional sports, but what we're looking at is improvement. Last season, we seen the same. We were losing the same way. That's what we're saying. Like, you can't tell me you watched the Eagles game and you watched this game just by the eye test and say that was the same team. No, it ain't, because we didn't score a touchdown last week. We scored a bunch of touchdowns today. That's the difference. I actually seen guys open. If you go to my Twitter, follow me at TalkSports. I posted Brian Baldinger. He showed it. He does film. He said it's nobody open on these plays. What is Arthur Smith doing? Last week, you didn't have Kyle Pitts in the game in the red zone. The play where he threw it to Mike Davis in the flats, he's like, even if he catches this ball, he's not scoring a touchdown. It's fourth down. Arthur Smith, what are you doing?
He started using those bunt sets this week, getting those guys open.
And that's what I'm talking about. We're talking about the improvements that we're seeing. We're not delusional. We see, we know we lost the game. We got common sense. We see that we lost the game, but it's about, did you see any improvement? Did we see a bunch of penalties like we saw last week? No. So that shows improvement. That's what I want to see out of this team. Let's not get too far ahead of ourselves. I'm not guaranteeing, like Fred Butts, we appreciate the $5. I'm not guaranteeing we're going to win the next 4 games. I don't know that. But I know watching that Giants team that played Thursday night and that Washington football team on Thursday night.
Even Washington, like everybody talk about approval wins, but you can win games and you play like absolute horse crap.
Exactly. Washington didn't deserve that win.
Didn't win that game.
Nah, they didn't.
Guys lost that game. You know what I'm saying? So it's we say this all the time. Just because you win games doesn't mean you're actually improving.
Exactly. And my point, and where I'm going with it, Mike, is basically, like you said, the Giants and Washington, those 2 teams weren't disciplined. Today, I saw a disciplined football team out there for the Atlanta Falcons, because the Bucks, if you guys were listening to the telecast, y'all must listen to it on mute, like Shannon Sharp, where he said he don't listen to the telecast. I listened to what I was listening to Greg Olsen. Greg Olsen was like, this Falcons team is fighting. This Falcons team don't have much margin for error because this Bucks team is so high powered. You don't have a lot of, you can't make a lot of mistakes. And that's my point with that short punt. When you make mistakes, Tom Brady gonna capitalize on it. What did we see in that Dallas game? The Bucks didn't deserve to beat Dallas. The reason they beat Dallas is because Dallas didn't hold the ball long enough. They left too much time on the clock for the Bucks to drive back down the field. It was the same thing in this game. Greg Olsen talked about it. He said, what is the Bucks doing? Allowing the Falcons to drive down and kick a field goal at the end of half. He said they should have ran more time off the clock. We shouldn't have had 10 points going into half. We should only had 7. But Tom Brady, they went down, hurried up and scored, and left enough time for Matt Ryan to drive right back down the field and get a field goal. And what do they say about good football teams? Good football teams close out halves good, and they start the third quarter good. And this team came out and did that today. I look at them small, intricate details, and that's what we look at. We don't just look at the final score and the result. If that's the type of football fan you are, you got to dig deeper than that. We go more in depth, not just on the surface level. Anybody can just watch the highlights and say the Falcons got blown out. But if you watch that game, trust me, the Buccaneers respect the Falcons after the way that we played today. Oh, trust me, they know when they come to Atlanta, it's going to be a dogfight in that next game.
We gave them a blueprint on how to beat the Bucks too, and these are the things that we talk about. We always say about adjustment. My bad, KStylzz, but we always talk about adjustments. You know what I'm saying? From week to week, and that's why I was asked the question: are you upset with Arthur Smith? I was like, no, I'm not. I'm not. What he was trying to do was set a foundation for the next game, and that totally went over everybody's head. What you want to do It's all about from game to game. And Jew said, we said it this past week. You gotta adjust from what you was previously doing the next game. You said last week we had trouble getting guys open. We made an adjustment. He made an adjustment. He started using bunt sits, and that's why you saw Kyle Pitts was wide open in the middle of the field, making crazy catches. So, like I said, you make an adjustment. So it's from game to game. You're gonna see this. Cordero Patterson had an amazing game. That dude is a baller, man.
Well. Before I get to what I was gonna say,
why everybody keep talking? Every time KStylzz want to say something, they throw it. Thank you, sir. We appreciate it.
Dre's statement came in and said, people know football, know why we are happy we showed improvements. We look like a damn Pee-wee team last week. Online looked better. Defense improved. Matt played well. Run game was there. I'm good. And this is what he's saying. But you have to realize that the majority of people is in the win-loss column. So they're going to just see the 0-2 aspect of it besides that. Now, I looked up some percentages, and they said usually teams that start off 0-2 are at a 12% chance of making the playoffs. But that's a 16-game season, though.
There you go.
This is a 17-game season. We don't know what the hell's going to happen. Now, what I saw, like I said, I kind of feel like that first half, like I said, when they took away the middle of the field for Tom Brady, if you look at majority of the second half, when they took away the middle of the field for Tom Brady, that Tampa Bay offense struggled.
They took Dean Pease that man's a legend. I don't know why people miss that, but that he changed, he make those adjustments, and that's what we always talking about. Great coaching. Just give your team an opportunity. This is going to lead to wins. This is great coaching is what leads to wins, because it's teaching these guys to believe in what they're doing. When you believe in what you're doing, guess what? Other teams is going to start fearing that, because all right, I know I can't get away with this anymore.
Okay.
That's what we saw.
Yeah. So I have a question too. And this is, like I said, this is going to the 0-17 crowd.
See, no. Good God.
Look,
every time you say something.
I think they just don't want me to speak. Either I sound like a complete dumbass when I talk, or people just want to throw money.
Every time he speaks.
Defenses are sitting on our receivers' routes, but I do agree. I see a lot of improvement on both sides of the ball. We just need to finish. Shout out to Sharika Richter for the $5 super chat. But that comes down to it as well. Like I said, you have to finish. Well, first of all, you have to keep revving drives in order to finish them. Like I said, there were statements that, like I said, there were throws there that, well, like I said, you could say, yeah, Matt Ryan could have threw it a little bit better on this drive, such and such. Or it could have been like there's three. There was actually, I can count maybe 3 or 4 plays that kind of changed how this game was gonna go around. And Mike said one of them, and that was the dropped INT. That was one of the that was the first one. Then, like I said, you could throw that 4th and 1 where you wanted to see more of a push from the offensive line. You didn't get that. Then, like I said, that the second pick on Matt Ryan, that which shouldn't have been thrown, that's another one right there.
What was that pick again?
Now that was the one where the same guy, I forgot his name.
Edwards.
Edwards, yeah, that was the one we had talked about where it kind of looked like Russell Gage kind of didn't sell it.
Right.
But at that time, you can kind of tell when he was going to throw it, that when he was determined to throw it at, because he actually had his mind made up.
Right, and that's what pressure does. You know what I'm saying? That's what pressure does to quarterback. But like I was saying, like I said, it's more on Matt. But this is what we talk about as a receiver. You got to learn how to use your body and sell the routes a lot better than what. Because Russell Gage and a lot of that, you know, he was injured. You know what I'm saying? And I'm beginning, and it's probably I got a statement. I'm gonna save it for. I'll save it for tomorrow. But I do see a problem, and it's not where you guys may think it is. All right, I'm gonna say that for the crew later on. But from what I saw from them, from that play, it's Arthur Smith is gonna, from this point on, until they find a way to really get both Hayden Hurst and Kyle Pitts in the game plan and get them more targets, he's going to have to really deep dig down in his bag of tricks and getting these wide receivers open. I'll just keep it at that. But you guys stay tuned for tomorrow night. I got a big recommendation for you guys. I think this will surprise the hell out of you for me even saying this. You probably know where I'm going with this, but I'll just leave it at that.
Yeah, I know exactly where you're going, but I'm not going to say nothing. I'm going to keep it under wraps. But it was just a lot of things that was done in this game that I really enjoyed, that I liked from the team. Now, it was a couple things I didn't like. Since everybody think that we delusional and we only talk about the positives, it was a couple of glaring concerns. One concern, and we already kind of addressed it, and it's my last video that I did on my channel, TalkSports. If you haven't already hit that like and subscribe, please go over and check my channel out. We're on the road to 2,000, but Mike Pennell Jr. is going to answer a lot of the questions on the defensive side of the ball. Y'all want to see Grady get loose and get busy in the backfield and get sacks and things of that nature, more tackles for loss? Mike Pennell Jr. is the answer. He's going to be that guy that's going to be that space eater that's going to shut down a lot. But because I've seen them guys even today, they were physical in the trenches today. I don't care what nobody say. Everybody had their A game and they played like they had a chip on their shoulder. Dante Fowler Jr. showed you why he got the bag.
God,
he was playing with his hair on fire. Everybody out there was playing with an attitude and that grit that I wanted to see. And they talked. Did y'all see Arthur Smith on the sideline? He looked serious when they went down and scored that touchdown and that 2-point conversion. Yeah, he was in that slapping box. He like one of the guys. The guys wanted to run to a wall for this guy. That's the kind of coach you want to see. I don't never remember nobody seeing Dan Quinn on the sideline fired up with the players like that, and they actually looked like they was having fun and out actually attacking. It looked like a bunch of dogs out there, and that's why I'm so hyped. Like from what I've seen today, I know moving forward, okay, this team is going to be okay. They're going to compete. They're going to be in every single game. I don't look at the final score. I look at what they did in between those lines through the full game. And those guys was out there fighting. Like you said, okay, they got 2 last, interceptions that were fluky. That's not going to happen in every game, a batted pass for an interception. We seen that early in the game where we batted a pass and I thought it was going to get intercepted early in the game. I think it was Jacob Tuioti-Mariner that came off the edge, jumped up and batted the ball. That's what Mike is talking about, those missed opportunities. Just as easy as Matt Ryan had those 2 interceptions, Tom Brady could have easily had 2 interceptions in this game. Fabian Monroe dropped one, and the one that got batted up in the air by Jacob Tuioti-Mariner could have easily been intercepted. So that's the difference. Sometimes, and that's why me and Mike always talk about how lucky Tom Brady is. For whatever reason, passes and things of that nature seem to always go his way. I don't know what it is, but it seemed to always go his way.
It never fails.
Hey. And if y'all don't know what the hell just happened, we got the Don in here, the kingpin himself.
Let me tell y'all something, and I'm gonna tell y'all something real quick. And I ain't talking about y'all 3, because I ain't got nothing but love for all 3 of y'all. But the amount of pettiness from fan bases that's been sending me DMs, tagging me, and I'm like, bruh, is it really that serious that y'all sitting over here? Like, we all Falcons fans. Like, why are y'all trying to joke about a loss? Oh, we told you. I'm like, bruh, over the picks? And the picks was tipped.
Yeah, they weren't bad throws. It was just
tipped. But y'all don't want to talk about that hurdle that Matt Ryan did on the score those 2 points, though, right? They want to completely ignore that. That pretty much put us in a 3-point game. But they want to ignore that, though.
But you know what that is, man. You know what that is. It's the one to be right crowd. It's the one to be the how I told you crowd. You gotta remember that.
I know, but let me tell y'all something. I don't stress over the Falcons, and I don't stress over dumb people. If you look, I'm about to be 34 in a couple of months. All right, look at my hairline. Is my hairline receding?
Hold on.
It's better than mine.
I know my hair. I know. Listen, I know my hair needs to be twisted, but do I have a bald spot in my head? No. So I'm not stressing at all. I'm not stressing at all. So the people with this nonsense, y'all can miss me with all that for real.
And that's the issue that we have to deal with here now is instead of knowing the improvement from week 1 to week 2, it's more so now of I can't believe I told you he couldn't get it done, or I told you this team sucked.
We scored 25 points, okay? 25 points. That should be plenty of points to win a game, all right? It just, people gotta understand. Tampa Bay has a top 3 defense, all right? Like, they have playmakers at every position that you can think of, all right? And then Arthur Smith is still a brand new head coach in the league. You have to take account of that. And this team, especially our defense side of the ball, is not complete.
Still got issues.
Folks hitting me up talking about, oh, we need to rebuild. Rebuild with what? We 22 million in the dead cap. How you gonna rebuild if you still owe people money from 2 years ago? How?
But yeah, let's go ahead and get to this 199. Holla. Weezy B says, can we block well for more explosive plays?
He dropping gems. He dropping gems right there. We keep complaining about not seeing those explosive plays, but to be honest, a lot of those passes, Matt Ryan was under duress. The one play where Devin White kept coming on those double A gap blitzes. I don't know if you guys remember the play where Matt Ryan, he came clean. Matt Ryan stepped to the side, threw the ball for a first down to Zakia. Those are the small plays where it's like, the starting came on the show.
Yeah. You know, she wouldn't leave me alone. I said, might well go ahead and get on. She always wanted. This is the only reason why I ain't turned the house outside in right quick.
Look, I'm not tripping over the game. I yelled a little bit in the first half. Other than that, I ain't really saying nothing.
Hey man,
she giving her analysis on the game. Let her talk.
And you know what the crazy thing about it is? She knows when.
But you know what though? She has more football intelligence than so many people on social media.
Whoa,
you said what?
She has more football intelligence than most of the people on social media.
Yeah, cause bro, I kid you not, bro. Every play, it was like she gave like this different facial expression, like she knew something was wrong.
All right, Kylie.
We'll see you in a little bit, okay? Yeah, that's the thing. See, we don't look. See, the problem is the average person doesn't look at the small, intricate details of everything.
Mm-hmm.
Like I said, you had to think about it. Tom Brady scored 28 points on this defense after scoring 21 in the first half.
Actually, it's because I was scared.
Was it 21 in the first half? Yeah, it was 21 in the first half.
Look, this 3-4 defense is looking good, but your front seven is still going to look crazy without that nose tackle that you need.
Yeah,
and I've been telling people, you need that nose tackle. You need a big, nasty. I know we signed somebody last week, but we need to go ahead and put him out there. Let's see what he can do. I'm tired. I'm tired of getting pushed back. We need somebody that's gonna eat up blocks and let Debo and Olakun shoot them gaps. And get in the backfield, make some plays. Or I said next week I'm already on New York right now, but folks talking about we gonna win against New York. I'm like, look now. We going up against Jesse Lawrence. Like he ain't no cupcake now.
No, he not no cupcake. The Giants are not cupcakes, but they were undisciplined last week. So trust me, they're gonna be ready to play just like the Falcons were ready to play in this game. Because the Eagles kind of embarrassed us.
And Joe Judge knows Dean Pease defense very well. Like they come from that same Belichick coaching tree. So I was trying to tell people don't just sleep on the Giants like that. Like I know we're not finna go in there just thinking that we're gonna get a dub, but like I said, it was a good valid effort today. We just came up short because they the better. Tampa Bay is the better team. It's just plain and simple. Like the tip passes, one of them, Russell Gage, just didn't have no fight in him. He just allowed the person just to make a play on the ball and and go in the end zone for it. And then our offensive line once again, and I congratulate them for 3 quarters. They held their own against Vita Vea and Ndamukong Suh. It just game fatigue kicked in that 4th quarter. You get tired of hitting them boys, and that's what happened the second part of the 4th quarter. They just got tired of hitting them, and that's what happened.
All right, we gotta hit this 199. Holla, holla, holla from Mr.
Holla, holla.
Said next 4 games is very winnable. I'm not panicking. But we got one more guest to come on with us.
Okay. Who we be?
If y'all don't know this face, you gonna know him. It is God damn it.
Well, no.
Wait a minute.
What the heck that happened?
What the hell? Okay, we got GF Baller. Georgia State's home. I mean Georgia Southern. Let me make sure I get that right.
Georgia State.
Hold on, let me see this. Hold on. I don't know what that was. All right, go ahead. Yeah, I don't know what just happened.
I don't know what happened, but
I just wanted to just come in and just take my spiel real quick. I'm about to go ahead and get off here. Feel we about to do a post game show as well. I'm about to just really go in on some of these clowns, and we just gonna give our why we lost. That's it. Like, man, I ain't got time to sit up here and read all this stuff, man. I'm tired. I gotta read at work tomorrow. So I'm trying to save all my energy for tomorrow. Like I'm being serious. Like I ain't got time for that. So I'll hit y'all up. Make sure y'all come. Make sure y'all go subscribe to Feel Sports Podcast on YouTube.
Yeah. Hey man, you take it easy, man. Congratulations on your engagement too, bro.
Man, thank you, man. Appreciate it. Y'all be good, man.
Exactly.
All right, bro.
All right, bye.
Hey man, stream y'all crashing my Google Chrome, man. I hate this thing, man. Every time I try to add something, if I add another window to it while stream y'all up, it'll crash. That's why I'm trying to do something on my phone now, because I wanted to pull up something else, but How y'all been, man? It's been a minute, man. How y'all doing?
I know it's been a good little while, man. How you feeling, man?
I'm good, man. I'm just traveling, working. You know, I drive trucks, and then I'm trying to go back and forth to these Georgia Southern games. So I've been doing a lot. Hey, man, I ain't blaming nobody about these games, man. But Arthur Smith, I'm gonna tell you why I don't like his play calling. I don't like it at all. I ain't got nothing against Matt Ryan. I ain't got nothing against the defense. I mean, the offensive line is Achilles' heels, obviously. I mean, Jalen Mayfield played a lot better today. A lot better today. A whole lot better today. But I don't like the play calling. I hate them dink and dunk passes. He's making Matt Ryan look like Trent Dilfer or something with these little check down Charlie passes. I don't like it.
You know I got a rebuttal. I don't. You can't come on here. Hold on. No. We got to answer that first. No, we don't do that here. We don't. No, we got a rebuttal for this. This is my rebuttal. Remember under Dirk Cutter, did we have those dink and dunk plays?
We did.
We did? When?
We had a few. We had them as much as we did. We had as much as we did now, but we had a few.
No. We're not doing that. Hold on, sir. We gotta look at them stats. Let's look at them stats. Man. Look at the stats and see how many running backs had last year. Hold up. No, we gotta be real.
No, we real. You right.
All right then. That's the point.
Why hot girls and boys back in the
ball
chat,
out of Matt Ryan's hand. We got to get the ball out of his hands. That's the reason why he's getting hit.
I can understand that. I agree, but when you have these linebackers in these secondary just sitting at 7 yards, we have to do a double move. We got to do something. I mean, it's too predictable. That's
how you do a double move? How we gonna get it? How you gonna do? You got
route runners, man.
You gotta have time to do double moves.
You got to make time. You better get some max protect or something.
How you gonna make time? How you gonna make time when you still ain't blocking nobody?
You gonna have to.
You have to.
You gonna have Mike. You gonna have to get the line. You got to get the running.
You have to.
You gonna have to get the running back. You gonna have to do something. You got to get somebody coming in and protect. You got to do max protect or something.
Hey,
I'm just saying. I mean, you have because look when you look at all. Hold on, Mike. When you
these are simple things. These are simple things we talking about. All right, look. First and foremost, I'm trying to paint a picture for you. Okay, Matt Ryan is let's just throw Matt Ryan out of it. Okay, we're gonna throw Matt Ryan. Any quarterback in the NFL, if he's getting hit a lot, what do you do? There's two things you do: get the ball out of hands quick, and you get it to the running backs. This is what Drew Brees and Sean Payton have been doing for years, getting that ball out of his hands quick.
So we're not going to try to get a tight end or another running back to help block?
A tight end? We got two of them.
Exactly. We're not going to get one of them to help block?
You got to have time.
If they're back there, they're not even back there to help.
We got to have time, bro.
All you gotta do is hike the ball and put one of them in the backfield next to Matt Ryan.
Hey, just get what your point.
What I'm saying what I'm saying is I understand what you're saying, that the offensive line is not doing a good job. I admitted that. I said they did better this week than last week, because last week was worse. What I'm saying is, when you're always running a quick route, a flat or a screen or a curl or a quick slant, and you got linebackers breaking up passes on these wide receivers, you got to do something different. You have to. How you think all those passes got tipped, and how you think that other guy jumped in front of Gage and just got the interception? They're sitting on these little short passes. We got to do something different. That's all I'm saying. Even if you don't have time, you're going to have to get Cordell Patterson. You're going to have to get Smith. You're going to have to get Mike Davis. Hell, you might have to get Hayden Hurst to help block for 2 more seconds or something, because they're sitting there. And that's how we got all these turnovers. I mean, even when we got back in the game because Cordell Patterson and Matt Ryan improvised. They kind of went away from the play calling. And then when it got close and it was a 3-point game, they went right back to it, and we saw the results. More tip passes, more jumping routes, more interceptions. They're gonna have to do something different with the play calling. I'm not. And it's the cool thing to do. Blame Matt Ryan. It's the cool.
That ain't got nothing to do with Matt Ryan at this point.
No, but I'm saying, but what I'm saying is that's the cool thing to do. And I agree with you. It's nothing to do with Matt Ryan. But people are going to blame Matt Ryan for bad play calling. That's not on him.
Look, this is what I'm saying. And we're talking about. This is what we're talking about. When you have immediate pressure in your face, all the pressure is coming up the middle.
Right.
It's not coming from the side. It's not coming. So there's only so many plays. When you're getting immediate pressure, there's nothing you could do. You can call a play. You can run up. You can call a handoff to a running back. And we saw that. I forget who it was, but it may have been defensive line. I know it was a defensive tackle that hit Mike Davis right in the backfield as soon as he got the.
As soon as he handed the ball off, I saw that. Yeah.
They're getting immediate pressure up the middle. So I understand. I'm not totally happy with the play calling myself, but there's only so many plays you can call outside of quick plays. Because they're getting immediate pressure. That's what we saw with Mayfield last year. We saw the exact same thing, in the second half of the game with Hennessy. They're getting immediate pressure up the middle. Those are double A blitz on that last play when he got Matt Ryan through the tip pass. He got immediate pressure from Devin White coming up the middle. There's only so many plays that you can call that get the ball right.
How do y'all feel about if it was more if they did call one or two rollouts? How do y'all feel about that?
I'll say this. I want to interject real quick. First off, the wife put a $5 super chat in here. Yeah, that's his Miss Jew Talk Sports right there. So definitely got to shout out my queen.
Shout out.
Yeah, shout out to the queen. But to answer your question, VF Baller and Mike, the debate y'all are having, let me ask you this question first. And this is for VF Baller. Do you think that the play calling in this game was better than the Eagles game?
Sometimes you didn't even know what the plays was calling the Eagles game because Matt was on his back so fast. But I do believe in some cases the play calling in this game was better because it did garner some points. So I will say that. Okay,
so this is what I was judging back because I do think that the play calling was much improved in this game. Falcons have, which we all know, is the trenches. And that's what you both were talking about. We on the same page with that. All four of us know. Everybody here at AFN knows the game is won and lost in the trenches.
Right.
You only can call certain plays, long developing plays, and that's what Mike was referring to with Dirk Cutter. You're not going to be able to do those long developing plays if you can't protect up front, if you can't block up front. Now, this is something that I talked about in the pregame show. We talked about this on the heavy hitter show. I believe the Falcons' biggest issue is you can't afford to get behind 3 and 4 possessions. That was the problem. That's the main problem. If you play with a lead,
the thing about it is we're a run heavy team. We're a run heavy team.
Right. And that's the problem of when you say you didn't like the play calling late in the game. The problem is the Buccaneers knew that we had to throw the ball. So if you looked at this game late in the fourth quarter, all he was doing is zero blitzing because he knows we had to pass. The run was out of the equation. The main problem with this Falcons team, we have to play with a lead, or if you're going to get behind, you can't get behind multiple possessions. Because once the fourth quarter hit, we had to be pass. We basically had to abandon the running game. But that's the major issue I feel. I don't believe the play calling is bad. I think that once you fall behind, the team knows you're one dimensional.
So many plays. And that's
I can agree with that, but the one thing I would disagree if the the one-dimensional passing did stretch the defense. It didn't stretch the defense. Now I agree. Nobody wants to play behind 2-3 possessions.
Right.
With that being said, it's like even if you have to pass, the safeties are playing 10 yards off the line of scrimmage. You see what I'm saying? Like when when the Buccaneers safeties are playing 10 yards off the line of scrimmage, you're not even trying to give the threat that you're throwing deep. So it was too easy for those tip passes. You don't tip a pass when you're throwing the ball, and I even be generous. You're not tipping the pass if you're trying to throw the ball 15 yards down the field. You're tipping the pass if you're dinking and dunking out the 4 or 5 yards.
Right.
That was my issue with the entire game. It's like too many passes were tipped, and we did end up giving away 21 points off of those. You know what I'm saying? And that's what bothered me the most. Was like even if we have to pass, let's really pass the ball. Even if we don't have the protection, even if we don't have the line, you know, you roll out, you do a double move. Hell, you even do a trick play with Gage or Patterson. You know, toss the ball to them and let them do a trick play to throw it downfield. Do something to show that you're going to stretch these safeties off of 10 and 15 off the line. Safety should be playing 20 yards downfield every time.
Right. I agree with you, but the problem comes in is you become predictable when you're down. And that's the problem. That's when the problem sets in, because once you're predictable, they're going to blitz everybody continuously because they know the front can't hold that type of pressure. And Matt Ryan, that's why we're seeing in the Eagles game, Matt Ryan getting intentional groundings because he was just trying to get rid of the ball because the pressure was getting there immediate. So it ain't no double moves when that pressure's getting there that quick. So that's the main problem is the trenches. And you don't want to fall behind because once you become one-dimensional, it's over. Once you become one-dimensional, it's over.
You can do that. There's only so many because what they're doing, and the reason why I say you keep saying we got to do this, we got to do that. They're not fault. These are disciplined guys. These guys are not dumb. They're coached by some of the best coaches. Like Todd Bowles is one of the most brilliant coaches in the history of the game. He's not fooled by a rollout. He's not fooled because he's going to have guys on the front. He's going to have guys on the back. This is what him and Dean Pease do.
I'm not saying he's
going to be fooled. Let me say this. I'm saying this. You're trying to. I hear what you're saying, but you got to. This one particular, and these are what we talk about: the small, intricate details of football. Protection. If you don't have more than a second to throw, it does not matter. You can't. It's rolling out when they're sending guys. We got to understand what Tampa Bay does. Tampa Bay, they send out. They send corners. They send safeties on the perimeter. That's what he does best. If you look at Todd Bowles' history, he sends corners. He does exactly what Dean Pease does. They do not allow you to do these certain things. So you're not wrong in what you're saying. You got to try to change the eye level, and that's why the creativity, the lack of creativity. That's what you're thinking about most. The lack of creativity.
You got to do something. You got to do something different. I agree because, like I say, even if you do have corners that's going to blitz, you got a outside linebacker that's going to come to the outside. But we all know that it was Mayfield and the other two guys on the interior they were getting pressure up there. Even if you give that threat, and like I said, even if it don't work, you have to give the threat that is possible. And we failed to do that, you know, and that's why it was easy pickings in the fourth quarter, you know. And somebody in the chat put GGG about the punter. The conditions are perfect in the game. I don't understand why the punter is punting the way he is. The ball was not wet. He's absolutely trash. It wasn't raining. It wasn't snowing. It was nothing wrong with the field. And it wasn't. He was rushing it for no reason because there was really no pressure. Dude was having like 7-yard punts. Like, what are we doing here? Like,
no, he was
that
folding.
Dude got to go. He got to go.
He was folding.
Hold on. 1 second. Well, I got to get to this. Let me say this. All right. Let me just say this real quick. Because this is really getting annoying. Okay. We have 200, almost 300 people in the chat. All right. We're trying our best. We're not annoying. We're not ignoring anybody. We totally appreciate everybody. If we can get everything we can, all right. But it's a lot of people in here, and you're not the only one. Well, if you want us to give you your $3 back, or however, I will do that. I've seen send me. I'm on Instagram. I will give you your $5 back. I'll give you $3 back. We're not trying, but we cannot get to everybody. It's 300 people in here, so we apologize if we can't get everything. But this is why we have other shows. We got Monday night. We got Monday night where we do the show again. If you want to ask us that question again, send us that. We're not ignoring you. All right. I promise you we'll try to get to it. If you can leave your comment again, do so, but we're trying our best to kind of get everybody. There's 4 people on here. We're trying to get everybody's thoughts and comments on the game.
Yeah, I just think we need to pose some type of threat to go further than 10 yards. I mean, even if it doesn't work, you're going to have the defense going to fall back even if we show the threat. But it's like after we got so close, 25-28, I was like, okay, this could work if we continue what we're doing. And then, man, Go ahead.
I'm because it made me bring up something because I said it last week. If you guys remember, I said this, and this is where I say we gotta, like, us as fans, as far as a fan base, being, Atlanta Falcons, we've been accustomed from us with this passing game, being stretching the ball, throwing the ball downfield, and now we see, Arthur Smith, he completely changing that. We're not that same team anymore. Yeah. We're gonna dink and dunk at our athletes. So when we see him, that's all he does. We like, okay, why he's not throwing the ball down? We got to change our mentality as far as the play call, because it's not the same play. He did not do this in Tennessee, and it was one of the best offenses in the league at scoring points. So yeah, you have a great point in doing that, but that's not honestly, that's not the secret to success. Because we saw Tom Brady, all he was doing all game was dinking and dunking. He was, picking us apart. So I understand it completely. And like I said, everybody, you're not wrong whatsoever. But it all
What's up, man?
But look, at the end of the day, in order for us to get big plays, we got to have more than 2 seconds to get the ball out of his hand. Like that we can sit up here and talk about the play calling, but Jalen Mayfield, Chris Lindstrom, that interior and the interior of the offense, they got to block better. Because Matt Ryan ain't gonna last. No quarterback ain't gonna last this long if they keep getting hit the way they hit. They gotta perform better.
Yeah, y'all talk about we should have had Justin Fields and mess around and have this type of offensive line. Who y'all gonna blame then?
Bro, that like I said, I don't want to get the impression like you were wrong. You're not wrong. But
I understand.
in order to get deep passes or even have the opportunity to do that, you gotta have protection. You got to provide, because Tom Brady had like 10 years back there. At one point in the first half of the game, he had like 10 years to sit back and then throw the ball deep. Matt Ryan didn't have it.
Yeah, I understand that. I got you. I just think, like I said, I think we just need to do more max protection because we're inadequate up a line. But I don't know if that's going to change. But I totally understand. I understand what you're saying.
Yeah.
So kind of going off of what VF Baller was saying as far as play calling, do you feel like? And I'm gonna ask y'all a question here. Do you feel like there should have been more running back screens that could have took advantage of that aggressiveness from the Tampa Bay offense?
Yes, because Cordell Patterson was awesome when he had the ball in his hands. I totally yes. I agree.
The only problem that I have with that is I don't want to because Cordell getting a lot of balls. Like right now, he looked like the featured back in this, and I don't want to. It's like, but we ain't got. Look, this is what coaching comes in the hand. This is what
ride the hot hand. Hey, Mike, I'm finna get loud. Ride the hot hand. Do what's working. I don't care who got the bag. Do what's working. That's what got Dan Quinn fired. Whoever balling gonna get the ball. I'm sorry, Mike Davis.
Hold on. Let me say this. But do you guys think anybody behind those guys are capable of coming in and doing what he does? Because he get hurt.
Or Cordero.
If anybody, no, but you still gotta work. We gotta go with work.
That takes away the dimension. This is what I was talking about. We got several dimensions. This is what play calling. This is why I was talking about Jude. Like we keep talking about when certain guys come in. Like as for instance, they had a couple of tails in the offense, and that's at the second half of the game. We kept bringing in Lee Smith. Everybody knows Lee Smith. When he gets in the game, they coming to pass. He's not going to come in to run the ball. He's there to protect the quarterback. So, I hear it, but as a coach, I'm thinking as a coach, not so much as a fan, I don't want to run Cordero Patterson in the ground because we do need to ride the high hand. I totally agree. But do we want to run him to the ground? Because he goes down, we don't have another Cordero Patterson. And then the offense gets
wait a minute. What? Where's Wayne Gallman?
Inactive.
Damn, I didn't know that. I knew Darby was, but I didn't know Wade was either.
Bro, that's what I'm saying.
I was gonna ask that question too. So do you think in order to not run him to the ground, do you think it's more so that they have to have confidence in the third?
They got it like Jew said. Jew said it. We gotta get up on in leads because like we get one dimensional when we don't have leads, and that's Jew made an excellent point right there when he was talking about we got to get leads. All our problems come when we down. We're not as an offensive line. We're not capable of withholding and withstanding the guys, especially a team like the Bucs and the Eagles, because they got some of the best front sevens, if not the best 1-2 punch in the league. So we can't get down at all.
I agree.
But we gonna hit this $5.
Last time.
Holla, holla, holla.
That's the last time tonight because the baby going to bed, y'all. And y'all ain't gonna beat me in trouble.
Well, you gonna have to hit this one little one before he go to bed too, because there's another one we had actually skipped by. We got to hit that one up too.
Mm-hmm.
But
All right.
Sharika Richter said when Matt dropped back 5 yards to pass, the offensive line dropped back 5 yards to pass. That's a fun. That's nobody realize how funny that sounds is. Boy, y'all asses is tripping.
I got a question because I got a question for everybody because I have a different. Like that's probably what we're like we're butting heads, Baller. It's like, what is your idea of? Because for me, I love the short passing game because you like not only does it help the offensive line, but it helps the quarterback, protect the quarterback. So the short passing game, this is why Tom Brady has been able to pass the ball, play for 20 years because it's just short dink and dunk, and he just let the athletes be athletes. So I love the short passing game. That's why I love the West Coast offense. I don't love the deep pass. No, that like in this league, it doesn't last long. That's why you look at the Rams. They didn't last long. It was about a 2 or 3 year period where they was, they was one of the best offenses in the league, and that slowly went away. So like for me, I don't like the deep pass. I like the short pass. So that's probably what this disconnect is. Like
I don't have a problem. I don't have a problem. I don't have a problem with the short passing game, but clearly after about 4 tip passes and 3 pick sixes, it didn't work. That's the only problem I have. I like it because, like you said, it gets the quarterback in a rhythm. It keeps them protected. It honestly, it keeps the defensive line guessing because they don't know what stunts to run because as soon as they try to pull a stunt or try to pull a blitz, the ball is gone. So it works, but is another thing when they know it's coming and they're sitting on every route. In some cases, they're sitting on it to the point where the linemen know where it's coming and they're knocking the ball down. That's the only downside I like.
KStylzz, you got something? KStylzz, you got something?
We got to hit this $1.99 super chat.
I'm gonna show it.
That's the y'all better not wake up Jew Talk Sports Junior bell right there. That Weezy B said we need to make Kyle Pitts primary outside wide receiver. God damn, we got 2 more to come up right quick.
God dang, what the heck?
I told you,
y'all just trying to get me in trouble at this point.
I think you might be right. I think when KStylzz talk, that's when these things come in.
Hey man, I hear, like I said, I just think, man, when it comes down to it, the tip balls, you just got to give the defense their credit, man. Like we keep sitting up here and talk about what he could have called this play and he could have called that play. We didn't get it done. All right, it's really that simple. They made great plays on the ball. You tip the ball, you make a play. Like seriously, it really just comes to that. Like you can call the perfect defense in basketball, but if you got a Steph Curry, it don't fucking matter what play you call. It don't matter. It does not matter. So at the end of the day, the Bucs defense is whipped our behinds. That's what it just comes down to.
We got $10 super chat from Matt Ghost. He said, Cam Newton has an Andrew Luck shoulder. My friend's a Pats fan, and in practice, Cam had arid throws. Mac ate him alive. Cam has scar tissue shoulder. Just say no.
And Cam will overthrow Jesus if he had to throw to heaven. No, no, the Cam Newton. No,
be like this. Oh!
Right, he will overthrow Jesus if he had to throw it to heaven. Cam, I love Cam. Don't get me wrong, but he hasn't been good in about 3 years. Stop, seriously, stop. He's a fan favorite. I get it, but stop. No. He would not solve any problem on any team right now. No.
And we got Rodney Rogers with the $9.99 super chat.
Hey, Rodney, stay tuned. Stay tuned for Monday. All right. Like I said, I got a statement that I wanted, and Jew shaking his head. He already know what I'm thinking. But stay tuned for Monday. I gotta say this because what I saw today is exactly in Baller. I'll tell you afterward the reason why I'm saying that, but there's a lot. It's issues what I'm seeing, and I'm gonna say this. To kind of give a teaser to that.
Does it have to do with Calvin Ridley?
It has nothing to do with Calvin Ridley. You close though. You close. You close. But I'm gonna just say this. Russell Gage have a lot of injury issues. I'll just leave it at that. I'll just say it right there. I'll just leave it at right there.
Yeah, so that's see that.
What the hell happen every time? I'll just shut up because every time.
Hey! Look, I guess I'm gonna just keep on trying to talk because that's what it seems like all the money comes in.
Go ahead.
We got Maddie Ghost with the $5 super chat. He said ATL should have had some easy wins. Giants, Jets, Washington.
Yep, I talked about it earlier. It's no easy wins in football. Any given Sunday, it's no easy wins. I bet the Buccaneers thought that this Falcons game was going to be an easy win, but it wasn't an easy win. Looking at the score, like Mike said, trust me, Brady was pacing. He was looking nervous because he know when Matt Ryan get hot, as Mike always say, once Matt Ryan get in the rhythm, you in trouble. And that offense got into a rhythm today.
Yeah,
and I was really impressed with what we saw today. As much as we talking about the offense, and I think that this offense is going to just continue to improve. So I don't think that we've hit our ceiling. And I'm gonna leave it at that because I don't want to tiptoe into what Mike's gonna talk about tomorrow because I think I know what he is.
He knows exactly where I'm going with that.
No, Drew, I totally agree with you because you after the Eagles game, I mean, you look like this. I'm serious. We look like a 1-16 team. Now, even going up against the world champs, we played overall. We played a fairly decent game. It's just that just Todd Bowles' defense was just better. But we played a decent game overall, and from here on out, I think if we just continue to get better, I think we're going to get exactly where I thought we were going to be, slightly over 500. I do believe that. I still do. And what happened today, it shows that they can improve and be better. I do agree that.
And I don't know if you guys mind, but I just want to say this. If A.J. Terrell has a concussion or if he's going to be out for a couple games, that could hurt our Falcons team because A.J. Terrell is showing he a baller. He's an absolute baller. No pun intended, be a baller. A.J. Terrell is a baller. Every time that man out there on the field, he making plays. So if he's going to be out, that could be a huge hit for us if he's going to be out. Even though we have some games that's winnable against those higher upper echelon competition, he's a guy that can eliminate one side of the field because of his range. You see how he covered that field and made that tip? Because it looked like Isaiah Oliver was going to have an interception, to be honest. I don't know if you guys seen the play, but Isaiah Oliver.
And that's what got him. And that's what got him that concussion. But no, that was a phenomenal play. It was a phenomenal play. But no, we played the Giants. We played the Giants, the Redskins, and the Jets. If you want a better time for one key player to be out, this might be the best time.
Yeah.
So hopefully it'll be 2 weeks max, and we'll go from there. Let me roll, man. This little boy here, I got to take him downstairs. I just want to say my piece, man. I'm glad
All right.
I'm glad I got to talk to y'all again, man. It's been a minute, man. Good to see y'all, man.
Yes, sir.
Good to see you,
All right,
man.
Definitely.
Hey, let me know what you're talking about anytime, Mike. You know, DM me or whatever.
Oh yeah. Definitely.
All right. Come on, little man. Go downstairs. All right, y'all. Peace.
Hey.
Right, man.
At the end of the day, you know what I'm saying? And this is where we got to, because like we got to understand the reason why Tom Brady has lasted 20 years is not because he throw deep balls, he throws short balls. It's because he get protection. That's number one. He's always protected the court. He's gonna make sure that he protected first and foremost. So that's how he's able to get it. So it wasn't so much, like Ju was saying, play calling, it's only so many things you can do with play calling. These guys are running a 4-4-4-3. Bucks linebackers are fast as heck, bro. So a screen ain't gonna work on them. You can't run screens on Debo. I know that for sure. You can't run screens on Debo. You gotta knock Debo down in order to do that. You saw even with the screen to what's his name? Leonard Fournette. Deion hawked that thing down. You cannot run it on these linebackers. It's too fast. So yes, I do agree that you have to get creative, but when you down 2-3 scores, the defense know what you're gonna do. And this is the reason why Arthur Smith kept running the ball late in the game. Even he did it again, because it's only, you don't want to get predictable. This is what we preach all the time. It's predictable. So it's not so much. And again, I hear people have been saying about, Mike saying about Matt Ryan. Matt Ryan never came out of my mouth. We're talking about play calling. I'm defending Arthur Smith as a play caller. As a play caller, it's only so many things you can do. It's not a video game. It's not a video game. You can't just roll up. All right, you're gonna do a rollout. Guys like the defensive coordinator, Todd Bowles, he's gonna see that. He's too smart for that. The Bucs defense is a championship defense. And Ndamukong Suh is one of the best linemen in the league. You're not gonna fool them with that mess.
Oh, I thought you was gonna go ahead next.
I'm not. Oh,
I didn't know you wanted to say something, KStylzz. I didn't want to cut you off, man, because I know we've been going. You've been just sitting back chilling. Usually that's sitting back chilling, but we've been kind of fired up. So I'm like, I'm gonna let KStylzz do his thing, because you're the money man, the money roller. So let me be quiet.
Oh, no. Let me go ahead and talk, because we're probably going to have another super chat. Like I said, we just going to look at this from a simplistic standpoint of it. Yes, this was what you would call don't give up game. But at the end of the day, it's still 0-2. Do we give up? It 0-2 out the possibility of even doing anything remotely in the season. Percentages say most likely no chance in hell. Like I said before, that was a 16-game season. This is a 17-game season. That 0-2 might work a little bit differently compared to that. Like I said, we have to look at it from this standpoint. You lost 32-6 conventionally against Philadelphia week 1, where offense didn't look good, defense damn sure didn't look good, and the only kind of production we got was from Young Wei Koo with 6 points.
Yeah.
We come to this week 21-7 going into halftime. Like I said, Tom Brady, like I said, you got 20, it was 28-5 at a point. Like I said, Tampa Bay's defense made the plays when they needed to make. That's what the putting the hands up when there's a quick pass thing going on. Now, my thing is, I could have felt like maybe attack the middle of the field, like because they was bringing double-A gap blitzes coming in that fourth quarter. They was bringing them double-A gap blitzes. I kind of felt like they should have tried to exploit.
Oh God.
What you got?
Jeff Schultz is reporting that the Falcons are expected to waive Cameron Nizelek. Nachek or whatever his name is.
I'm about to get into that right now. That's what I was about to get into. I'm about to get into that. And like I said, and this has been consistently for the last couple months, as is I get on punters just as well as I get on anybody else. Like I said, this is what we're talking about, 3 phases of the game. You got offense, you got defense, and you got special teams. Field position is a very important aspect of football. Tampa Bay's punter was special teams player of the week last week.
Yeah, he helped them out tremendously. Yeah.
That's what we're talking about with field position on that aspect as well. Like you got to be able to, like I said, it's not a case to where if you're punting the ball deep, if you're punting the ball and you punting it deep and then return it, that's one thing. But if you're out of 2 or 3 of them, I think it was. Like I said, this is why I say punters and kickers are 2 of the hardest positions to play in football, because one mistake costs you your job. One mistake, not every, not if you make 3, 4, 5 mistakes, then you get cut. No, one mistake costs you your job. Two of those Tampa Bay touchdowns was on short fields to where they started at Atlanta's 40-yard line, off of punts.
Yeah, that really made that right there. If we talk about those 3 or 4 plays of a game that loses,
that's 2 of them,
and that's something that you like. He had 2 of them. Those are big time plays right there.
Right. But like you said, those are just aspects of the game that, well, like I said, you got to execute. Execution, like I said, all 3 phases have to execute. Offense didn't execute when it needed to. Yes, like I said, you could throw Matt Ryan in there. He didn't execute some of the throws like he needed to throw. But at the same time,
was it? I
said,
forget what it was. It may have been like a 3rd down where I thought, I don't know if it was. I think what it was some miscommunication with Matt Ryan, and I thought he should have caught. Like I thought he should have. He threw the ball out of bounds, and actually instead of throwing the ball up where Calvin really can get it. Yeah, I think that was a huge moment.
It was a second down. It was like a second down, but Calvin Ridley kind of looked at him like, "What you doing?" He ran like a little out route, and Matt Ryan threw it out of bounds.
Yeah, but that's why this is why I also have to put the play calling into question as far as this situation. Is because when you still have enough time like that, you don't have to you don't have to panic to throw to the sideline. You still had the middle of the field open.
I did not. I did see him attacking the middle of the field a lot more with Kyle Pitts this time.
I'm not talking about for the game. I'm just talking about in those situations.
That's what I'm saying. I feel like he should be attacking the middle of the field a lot more than what he's doing, and he's not doing that. So like I understand it, but this is the reason why I keep saying stay tuned for tomorrow, because I it's a reason why I'm saying this. And I'll just say this. Tomorrow will be tomorrow. I'll just, since everybody is pretty much spent their money to watch us, and we definitely appreciate it. I'm just going to say it right now, and I'll expand on it a little bit more, or we can just go into it.
Right.
I don't want to overreact, but I'm worried about 2 guys already. I'm just not seeing it right now. It could be miscommunication. But the biggest guy that I'm worried about right now is Russell Gage. He's not getting open at all. Because I'm seeing a lot of bunch formations and he's just not getting any separation. And these are the reasons why having a guy like Julio is going to show up. Calvin Ridley's getting triple teamed. And Russell Gage is not winning his one-on-ones. This is what we talk about. When coaches give you your opportunity to be that guy, you got to step up. And right now, Russell Gage is not showing that he is a formidable number 2. It looks like he's just a 3rd and 4th string receiver. All right? I'm not liking it. I'm not liking what I see from him at all. And I'm not going to say Calvin Ridley because I see Calvin Ridley, but Calvin Ridley's getting open. But it's two things. When you're getting interior pressure, the way he's getting interior pressure, you can't do much. There's only so many play calls things you can call. So I'm going to need Russell Gage to step up, or we're going to be forced. We're going to be forced to draft a new receiver in the 1st round. So that's my big declaration right now. Proclamation is that we're going to be forced to draft a number 1 receiver to go with Calvin Ridley because Russell Gage is not doing it right now. And it's a long season, but he's not getting open at all. And that was one of the reasons why Matt Ryan threw some interceptions. That's why he's like the first 2 games, you're seeing, you're not seeing a lot of separation from those wide receivers. That's what Jude was talking about with what's his name? I forget. Brian Baldinger. He was saying they're not getting open. Our receivers are not getting open. It's not because of Calvin Ridley. But when you have, the other guys can't get open, there's only so much you can. It's only so much you can call. It's only so much you can do. Those guys need to get open. So right now, this is why you see him throwing the ball to Kyle Pitts a little bit more, because those other guys is not winning they one-on-ones. Russell Gage got to step it up. He's not stepping up at all. He's not doing deadly squat. I'm just gonna be real. Russell Gage ain't doing it right now. He's not cutting it. So it's gonna be Olamide Zaccheaus. He's gonna have to step up as a receiver. Somebody's gonna have to step up and say, okay, I gotta be that number 2. Because Russell Gage ain't it right now. And I'm just gonna be real. I'm gonna be honest. He's not it. He's not getting open. All they're doing is doubling, tripling Calvin Ridley, rolling all the coverage to Calvin Ridley. That's why they put him in the slot. They're moving this way on the slot because Russell Gage ain't getting open.
Yeah, we got a this is why me and Jew was laughing. We got a $4.99.
$4.99
from Jalen Mayfield.
Really? No, I know who that is. He think he's slick. I know that. No, you know who that is. KStylzz, you know exactly who that is. He just changed profile pictures.
Oh,
and
really?
Changed the name. Yes, that's the same guy.
Oh,
that's the
God.
same guy. He changed the profile.
We appreciate the $4.99 though, man. We appreciate the $4.99 though. He just played 2 good D lines, and he's only improving from here on out. And that's all we could hope for from him. Like you said, he went from crying and doubting himself week 1 to week 2. He holding his own. Like I said, he got beat on a couple plays, but at the end of the day, the body language was completely different from him. And that's what I was waiting on. That's the matchup I wanted to see. I wanted to see what his body language was. And like I said, he passed the test, but we got to keep the consistency going on for the whole season. But this is a good stepping forward from him. And I still don't know his name. That's why I call him Cam Neasy for a reason.
Nazalek. Cam Nazalek.
Well, I can't call him Cam Neasy no more, but where your ass punt, boy, your name should be Cam Quarter.
Boy, you don't need. Oh my God, that was like that right there. Those 2-3 punts where he just shanked them, just like bro. That right there is really what caused us the game. Because, like I said, those you gotta put Tom Brady away. You don't put him away, he gonna make you pay. That's all his teams. That's what all his team has always done. They make you pay. And like I said, at the end of the day, I know it's not a popular thing because I know everybody's gonna be looking at a quarterback. We need a defensive lineman, but the way things are looking right now, I hate to say it. Falcons gonna need a number one. They're gonna need a number one to go with Calvin Ridley because Russell Gage, I love him to death, but he is not getting open. I so apologize, but he's not, bro.
We got another $5.
$5
from Maddie Ghost. He said you surmised the problem on offense, Mike Gage, and we need better play at running back other than Patterson. See, here's my thing with Mike Davis. Mike Davis was brought here for one reason only, and that was to get the tough yardage.
Mm-hmm. And he's doing that.
And he's doing what he can do. But the problem is when those 1 and 2 yardage are not getting picked up. See, now you have to switch it a little bit. And that's where Cordero Patterson is going to end up being the main feature back of this offense right now.
Mm-hmm. He's looking like it.
Like I said, and this is why we was so big on Quadri Olsen. That's why they brought him back. Because he's the type of like we know about Wayne Gallman and what he can do, but there's a reason why they haven't put him in the game yet. We don't. They have to fill out situations, and now we done been in 2 situations where we've been down. See, now Mike Davis becomes no good because he's good for when the game is close.
It's close, yeah.
Cordero Patterson is somebody that you need for in situations where you need quick points.
Fire emojis in the chat right now. You hit it on the nail on the head, KStylzz. That's what we're talking about, man.
Wait. I actually hit some fire. I think.
Hey, fire the chat. Hey, fire the chat for KStylzz, man.
That's exactly it.
That's it, bro. That's it. He's Cordell Patterson is that home run dude. He's that guy that's gonna hit the home run. But that's what me and Mike were talking about with VF Baller is that when you get down by those possessions, you become predictable. They know what you have to do. So it's like Mike Davis almost becomes unplayable at certain points in the game, even though you've seen him still run like a delayed draw. And the only reason he did that was to try to slow down that pass rush. The only reason you do a delayed draw is you let all of those guys come rushing up the field. Matt Ryan hands the ball up to the running back, and he goes and gets a couple yards just to make them think like, okay, we can't just rush up field because they may run the ball. Even though they're willing to give up them yardage, give up that yardage at that point. But you hit the nail on the head with Cordell Patterson. Right now, he's looking like the feature back because these games haven't been close. Teams been pulling away from us. So people if you look at last game, they're saying Arthur Smith went away from the running game. He didn't go away from the running game. The game kind of got out of hand, so he had to kind of go away from it and bring in Cordell Patterson because he's more likely to hit the home run play. Like you seen that play he made on the sideline where he almost scored a touchdown. He broke numerous tackles because he got that type of vision and he got that kind of speed. You know what I'm saying? Mike Davis really doesn't have that breakaway speed. He's a guy that's going to get you those tough 5, 6, 7 yards, maybe a 10 or 15 yard gain here and there. Cordell Patterson's one of them guys. You hit him in space, he's liable to take it to the house from anywhere on the field.
He almost did if he ain't step out of bounds.
Yeah. Right. So you hit the nail on the head with that, KStylzz.
Okay, I was about to say I think this is a first for AFN where KStylzz actually got fire emojis.
Stop, man, stop. You know,
I'm finna embrace this because most of these folks think I'm stupid as hell when it comes to football.
Hey, they think so. We know KStylzz. A lot of the ideas for shows and all that come from KStylzz. So y'all think that is so not true. But this is where, like I said, I just want to reiterate this. It had nothing to do with Matt Ryan. It's all about play calling. That's what you and I were trying to make the point up. It doesn't matter what you can kill up. What I don't want to do is have fans disrespecting Tampa Bay as a team. They made great plays. They got after the quarterback. They got those interceptions. They didn't drop interceptions. We didn't bat balls down. They bat balls down. So we can sit up here and say that this play should have been called or that play should have called. I thought there was a great play with Cordero Patterson when he was in the Wildcat. That was a great play call. But he just dropped the ball. These are what we're talking about. So it's not so you can sit up here and call this play and call that play, but it just comes down to execution. Tampa Bay executed and we did not. So I don't want to make excuses for the team when they made great plays. They tipped the ball. They were not getting pressure at that time. They tipped the ball in, and the Falcons, Matt Ryan was moving the ball. They were getting in a good rhythm into those tip passes. So they just made great plays. It's really that simple.
We got a $4.99 super chat from Ricondo, a real Falcon fan. Y'all make
you answer that. Yeah, you answer that because every time, just answer that case.
Gary didn't play well neither. There was a few plays that was called where he didn't really play well neither. That last pick six. The one thing as an offensive lineman that you want to do is if you know your quarterback is throwing quick, you put hands on the defender.
Bro, just look. Please put your question on her. Please put your question. Boy, you've been crying for the last. All right, please just put. We're gonna stop the whole show for Chad Garrison. Please put your question in this so we can answer it right now. We apologize, everybody. We got to stop the show to make sure Chad Garrison get his $10 worth. I already said we apologize for it. Let's just stop the show and put your question in. We'll answer your question.
The problem is if it's shadow sent, we don't see it.
Mm-hmm.
So we look at everything in here in the chat. If it doesn't pop up, unless you sending it to the wrong person.
Yeah, I don't know, because I have not seen anything from Chad Garrison. So put your question in right now.
All right. So, go like I said, just put a question in there because I like I said,
I have not seen it. Yeah, we got 3 eyes. I haven't seen anything. We're just gonna stop the show for Chad Garrison.
Because if there's a reason why I wasn't really talking much, because I'm going through this here.
Yeah, we're typically on point with that. Yeah, we typically on point for that. So we're gonna stop the show. Type your question in so we can answer it and we can get on with the show.
So, what was I saying? Because I was talking about. What was
Blame it on
Chad. I forgot what to. Okay, I'm finna start a whole new segment. I'm supposed to start a whole new. Yeah, so basically, what I'm saying is, before I get to what I was talking about, Cam Nazarelika Neezy.
Cam Nazareth, yeah.
Nah, whatever the fuck his name is, you get that today.
Oh man, yeah.
Powder Toast Man. You get the Powder Toast Award. And for a lot of people that don't know what the Powder Toast Award is the award of absolute ineptitude. and yeah, that right there, like I said. Now he done started something now. Talking about I sent $20 and I ain't heard a peep.
He still ain't put the question in. So what are you crying?
I ain't seen it, bro. Trust me. Ain't no $20 been in here, bro. Ain't no $20 been because we done damn near read every super chat we done got through here.
This man still ain't put the comment down. Where's the comment, bro? Where's the question?
We waiting on him. Where's that? We want to answer your question.
See, now he done started something. So basically, everybody talking about.
Everybody said they did.
And they ain't heard nothing.
I said 350 and heard nothing too. Hey man, let's just look. Let's just get. All right, go ahead, KStylzz.
Bro, I'm trying to remember what the hell.
I forget what we were talking about.
You were talking about Cam Nazalek, and then they kept interrupting.
Oh my God, Cam Nazalek. Yeah, bro. You don't do it like I said. That's the thing, and like I said, you don't hear a lot. You're not going to hear a lot of content creators talk about special teams. And like I said, you can ask these people here. I've consistently been on special teams ass.
Look, we got a real super chat, y'all, in here.
We got
a super sticker.
$9.99. Here Evans. You got a brother.
Appreciate it.
Look, that's proof that we actually watched the super chat. So
we watch everything.
Put it in there. We really want to answer your question. I really think he's just trying to trick us, y'all, because I've been looking at the super chats.
I have not seen it.
So do you think it might be one of those things to try to discredit everything we do by trying to say we're not really?
Of course. Hey, he said the $100 and never acknowledged me.
Like that. Unless you didn't hit the super chat, like that, we don't see anything on here besides not super chat, but the Cash App. Unless you hit the Cash App. Like you said, I know I don't see Cash App. I ain't got the Cash App. So.
No, I have not gotten the update from Cash App.
Right. So unless you hit the super chat, that's the only thing we can really see on this screen. But yeah, okay. I see. Okay, I think I know where I was going with. So I ask this question here again. So when we look at the way that the play calling was, like a lot of people would say that, like BF Baller said, for example, he said he didn't like the play calling and stuff and how it go. So my question to you is, do you feel like this is a two-part question? Do you feel like it should have been more levels concept as far as having routes going through 3 different zones as far as short, medium, and long? Or do you feel like they need to be calling plays to where Kyle Pitts needs to be the wide receiver number 2 and let Hayden Hurst run that tight end 1?
I think you hit it right on the head. I think it can be both, KStylzz. You can go at it either way, but to answer the first part of your question, I think that you do whatever works best for your team. And that's something that I feel like the last coaching regime that we had here, they didn't play to the guy's strength. How many times we complained last year? Run the ball. Stop throwing the ball so much. Stop being predictable. That's what Arthur Smith is trying to do. Right now, our offensive line is better in run protection or running the ball and run blocking than they are in pass protecting, which we all know is harder to pass protect than it is to run block. When you're run blocking, you're going forward. When you're pass protecting, you're on your heels. And the last thing you want to do with a team that's blitzing is be on your heels. If I'm in a fight with somebody and they coming downhill, I want to be going uphill, not on my heels backpedaling or running. So I feel like, to answer your question, the first part, I feel like because this is a young offensive line, they showed at the end of the game. I don't know if you guys seen the play where they basically spotlighted our center, Hennessy, and Mayfield. Neither one of them blocked anybody on the play. The last sack or the play that Devin White came clean on Matt Ryan, he was like, nobody blocked. Hennessy didn't block anybody, and Mayfield didn't block anybody. And that was in pass protection, because you got to know in pass protection who's the mic. You got to know where to slide the protection. You got to know who's coming. When you're running, you're just going forward. It's not too much thinking involved in it. You're just reading and reacting. So I feel like with this team, really Arthur Smith is trying to play towards his strengths of the team, which at this point would be running the football. Now, the second part of your question, I think you hit the nail on the head. And I kind of wanted to talk about it, but we went in a different direction when Mike was talking about Gage not being a number 2, or he's proven that he's not a number 2. I think that Kyle Pitts might have to be play more of a wide receiver role. We seen it in this game. They were splitting him out wide a lot. And I really believe that we're going to have to do that because we don't really have a lot of big body wide receivers. If you guys look at the wide receiving core, we have a lot of guys that's quick. And you guys know what I like, variety. What I say about the running backs when we let go of Javion Hawkins, we need variety. I don't want all vanilla. I want some chocolate ice cream sometime. I want some strawberry. Like, we need somebody that can do something different. And if you look at Zacchaeus, if you look at Ridley, and if you look at Gage, if you press those guys, you know, on the line, press those guys, they're small guys. They're not physical guys. Even Calvin Ridley, he's not physical. Like, if you look at those plays, the play in the Eagles game where they ran that slant, really got hit really hard, and he came out of the game. I don't know if you guys remember that play early in the Eagles. He threw a slant, and they hit him in the back, like in his kidneys. He came right out the game. Those are plays where you have a bigger body guy, like Kyle Pitts on that 4th down play when Matt Ryan threw him the ball. They hit him, but he got the first down because he's a bigger physical specimen. That's what we're missing, and that's what Mike was talking about earlier, and that's why I was smiling earlier. And he said, "You know where I'm going." That was one of the reasons I love Mohamed Sanu, because you have to have that dirty work type of guy, that big guy that's not afraid to go across the middle, and if you hit him, you're going to feel it as well. To me, nobody's scared of our wide receivers because they're all small, little, quick guys. So those guys, I don't know if they're going to last in, like, if you look at the Tennessee Titans, for example, where Arthur Smith was, their wide receivers were big and physical. The one kid that they have out of Ole Miss, who's the one kid that was begging for Julio to come play with them? He's the number 1 receiver over there. I can't think of his name right now.
AJ Brown.
AJ Brown. They had AJ Brown. They had Corey Davis. Those guys are bigger wide receivers, 6'3", 6'4", and they could fit in because we're a run style team now. But I feel like the wide receivers that we have, they don't like the block. The guys that we have are not bigger wide receivers. That's why I felt like Julio was going to fit this scheme perfectly because he was a bigger wide receiver. So I was like, we got Kyle Pitts, Hayden Hurst, and Julio. He's going to fit perfect in Arthur Smith's scheme. But then when he kind of threw that monkey wrench in, you know, the whole plans, basically stating that he wanted out, it kind of left us because Russell Gage was never built to be a number 2 wide receiver. He was mainly our slot guy. But now him being that number 2 guy, I don't know. Like what Mike was saying, I can't wait till tomorrow. I don't want to go into too much depth, but I don't know if we have that physical specimen that we need. Because I was even willing to go after that guy in New England, the one kid in New England that they had, because he's a bigger, like a Mohamed Sanu, physical guy.
N'Keal
Harry. Yeah, I kind of wanted them to, you know, go and grab him because we don't have that guy that's not afraid to go across the middle. That's a bigger physical specimen. So you might have to make Kyle Pitts be that guy. Him and Hayden Hurst are going to have to be those 2 guys.
Okay, hey man, they making us really do this today. Go ahead, KStylzz.
I'm sorry, I didn't mean to go that much in depth.
Hey, we done with it now. We can go in.
Like I said, we're gonna get more in detailed with it tomorrow, since once we get all our emotions out the way and stuff. But this would be my question. And since I'm glad you brought up as far as the receivers and what type of receivers we got. Would have Laquan Treadwell been a big difference?
He was somebody I wanted us to bring back. We didn't do it, but he would have been perfect in this system because he's bigger. He was great at blocking. Everything that Arthur Smith is looking for, the receivers we really have don't fit his scheme. And that's the reason why Mike's saying he don't know if Ridley gonna get that $100 million contract. Like, let's be real. If you don't fit the scheme, Ridley might not get that contract. He might not get it. He look. He
gave up the whole show. Y'all gave up the whole show.
Hey, we just gonna give him that little tidbit there, and we're gonna talk about it more tomorrow.
Yeah, man.
Yeah.
I'm not liking. Go ahead. I'm sorry.
And this is why I kind of feel like why they really drafted Kyle Pitts was because, one, they knew Julio wanted out, so they needed an insurance policy. And 2, we need to know what Calvin really can do with being the number 1. If they don't have faith in him, you drafted an insurance policy as well, and you can build off of that.
Exactly.
But we're gonna get in tune to that tomorrow.
Yeah, we're gonna get deep into that tomorrow. But that's what I'm seeing in this offense. Like I said before, I think, and this is one of the reasons why, as a play caller, you got to be comfortable with your personnel. And that's why I said this was going to be a 2 year. Um, I still think they can make some noise to like win 7 to 8 games, even possibly just depending on um, how well the offense comes along. If the offense takes their time, kind of pick up everything, they may win 7 games. But they can win more than that, just depending on how well because the defense is designed to get quick plays, like to get 3 and outs and to get turnovers. We've seen that they can do that, and they can get after it. But the style of play that they play, when you play all out and blitz the way that they do, you're going to need an offense that's going to be able to be dominant. And see, that's the reason why, Jude was saying that you like Arthur Smith, his play calling isn't designed like a Dirk Cutter. He's designed to to pretty much be an aid to pretty much do exactly what Tom Brady been doing all his long. Dink and dunk, control the clock, run the ball, and let his defense do what they do best is being aggressive. You can't be aggressive when you're giving up, 14. You got a 14-point lead, a 17-point lead. You can't be aggressive. You got to be, you got to be. So, like I said, it's a lot of issues. Like it's a lot of issues.
For a lot of people that don't know, Laquan Treadwell had got activated by the Jacksonville Jaguars, so no, he is not a free agent.
Yeah.
But we have a $5 from Sheldon Brown. He said, "I disagree, Jew. Our wide receivers are fine. O-line is the problem. Matt needs time."
I don't want to get into this.
Go ahead, Jew, because Jew by the go ahead.
Can I say something on that?
Go ahead, KStylzz.
Okay, so. Then, like Jew said, he probably gonna agree with me. Like I said, and this is one of the issues that we've had for the last few years. Is when we did have Julio, it was Julio being the big body and everybody else kind of being the speedsters. Like I said, the way that our wide receivers are kind of built, that's why I said those bunch formations work well for these guys because they need those kind of misdirection routes to get them open. Is like I said, physicality is not going to be it. Like I said, we could talk about Matt Ryan not playing well. We can talk about offensive line not playing well. And like I said, those all can be factually stated on film. But the thing that we don't talk about is we don't have the physicality at wide receiver that could really hold out for 17 games. Like I said, this is why we say
Corey Davis was a bigger receiver.
Yeah. So
Corey Davis and A.J. Brown, those were bigger wide receivers. I'm sorry.
No, you good. But you was actually going to my point. That was that this is why Kyle Pitts and Hayden Hurst have to be the focal points of this offense because they literally are attacking the biggest space on the field, and that's the middle of the defense. Because by attacking the middle of the defense, you can allow the tight ends to open it up for those smaller guys, like a Calvin Ridley, like a Lamade Zaccheaus. Like I said, even though we talk about Tajay Sharp being 6'5", he only 191 pounds, so he's small as hell too.
Exactly.
So we have to look at that standpoint as well as, like I said, we talked about how the team was built before. Maybe we're built just like the teams was before. The only difference is now with the system that we're running, we're thin at size at wide receiver.
And that's because of Julio Jones' decision. He really put a damper on what we wanted to do. Like they thought they could talk him into staying, but Julio completely changed that. And honestly, I still think they would have went after Kyle Pitts, but it really, it now you're seeing the issues, and that's why I say we're gonna have a show tomorrow, and that's essentially what the show is gonna be about is this receiving core, because I don't think this is the reason why he's timid as a play call, because he's not like one thing play callers out of hell, they gotta have their guys. And like I said, I love Calvin Ridley and I love Russell Gage, but maybe they're not what Arthur wants as a play caller. Y'all, you see all the time. Who the hell would have thought Michael Thomas would be, have 100 and something and break the NFL record? That's what Sean Payton likes to do. He loves those bigger, more physical wide receivers. That's what he loves. So play callers want their guys. So I think what you're going to see now, you're going to see him shuffle the hell out of Kyle Pitts. Kyle Pitts is going to be everywhere. Y'all thought he was a tight end? This dude about to be everywhere now.
Yeah, I'm not going to unleash too much. So I was going to get ready to unleash, but I want to save some for you guys tomorrow. But what I'll say is this, and we appreciate the super chat, Sheldon Brown. But yes, and you have your opinion to disagree. But what I'll say is this, and this is the reason why I feel like we need a bigger wide receiver. Because I don't know if you guys remember, and this is the prime example in the game where Matt Ryan threw the deep ball to Calvin Ridley. He was in one-on-one coverage. If that's Julio Jones, 9 times out of 10, he's coming down with that football in man-to-man coverage. When he jumped up to catch the football, it was in Calvin Ridley's hands, just like in the Eagles game when he threw the 7 route to Calvin Ridley when he dropped it. Julio Jones was known for going up there and making those tough catches, even in double team situations, I've seen Julio Jones in triple team situations catch the ball across the middle. If you go back and watch the Super Bowl, when Matt Ryan threw him the ball, he said, I know you cover it, but I'm still going to throw it to you. Because he knew that he was that playmaker, and that's what Mike was talking about. To me, Calvin Ridley, he's a great route runner, and he's a great wide receiver. But to me, he hasn't proved that he has strong hands to be able to catch the ball in traffic. And that's what you need out of your number one wide receiver. If you're going to pay a receiver $100 million, unless you have a great offensive line, because I do agree with him saying that, we don't have a great offensive line, which we don't. But still, when you're in those one-on-one situations, I'm seeing Ridley drop too many passes when it's a 50-50 ball. If you that dude, if you're the number one guy, you got to make those plays in those 50-50 balls, point blank and period. And we've seen Kyle Pitts today. Matt Ryan threw the ball behind him, but he still caught the ball across the middle. When Matt Ryan threw that ball, it was late. It was behind him, but he made the play. He didn't have an excuse. He put his hands on the ball. He caught it. And that's what I'm looking for from Ridley and Gage. If you guys going to be the number one and number two wide receivers, when the plays are there to be made, those opportunities are there. If you want to make $100 million, you got to make those one-on-one plays, period. I don't want to hear no excuses. We got to hold these guys accountable. So if really going to get that bag, those are plays that you got to make. And if you can't make them, we're going to bring somebody in who can. And we're not going to pay you that money when we can go out and draft a guy. Because we've seen the Jefferson who came out of LSU making those plays. Yep. We've seen these younger, bigger wide receivers coming out, and they're making plays within the rookies coming in and making these type plays. So it's no excuses.
I'm gonna throw a name out there too that's making those type of plays too, and we done talked a whole lot of stuff about him, but he's making the plays right now, and that's Deebo Samuel. So
bigger wide receivers, Deebo Samuels, Brandon Ayuk. That's what Kyle Shanahan likes, those bigger physical wide receivers, because he know that they can make tough catches in tight windows and they can break tackles and run out the catch.
But we got a $5. Sheldon Brown, he said, KStylzz, I agree with that. Use Pitts and Hurst a la Gronk and Hernandez. And like I said, at this point right now, if you look at that New England Patriots team when they did have Gronk and Hernandez, it's the same thing. They had 2 tight ends, but they had a bunch of speedy receivers.
But they were the focal point, the physical.
You had to stop you had to stop Hernandez and Gronk, but you didn't care about the receivers as much because you knew where Tom Brady wanted to throw the ball, and it was Gronk or Hernandez. So I just want to throw this out there. I know everybody's talking about. I know how you said Gage. I saw somebody say Gage was a weakling. Gage was hurt today. Gage was hurt bad today. I mean, it felt like the whole game he was just hurt.
I do, but it's not based on this game. It's based on last week game because like last week they were not getting like outside of Calvin Ridley, nobody was getting open. And see, that's why we're going into that tomorrow a little bit more deeply. But yeah, I'm not just singling out Gage. Like none of the receivers outside of Ridley, none of the receivers are not getting open, and that's why I feel as though we may have to upgrade that wide receiver position because I like if not upgraded, we got to use Kyle Pitts as a receiver. I think that's what we need to do. Adjustments have to be made.
Yeah. I think what you have to see is that I love Kyle Pitts. I mean, I love what we saw from Kyle Pitts today. And somebody asked in my chat was like, why don't we use Kyle Pitts? Like Kyle Pitts was our leading receiver today. Kyle Pitts had 5.
Man.
He looked amazing today. And mind you, Arthur Smith is just getting it like somebody like he's getting into his bag. He's really getting into his bag now. And you're seeing Cordell get moved around a lot. You get to see a lot of these players moved around a lot. I'm not gonna say Frank Darby. Frank Darby's been inactive these last 2 weeks, so there's something going on where he's not making the roster throughout the week. Somebody's beating him out throughout the week, and I mean that's just how it goes. If Gage is hurt, you're gonna have to bring him in. I think you're gonna have to.
Honestly, I think Frank Darby is probably the perfect receiver because he's a bigger body receiver.
He's the biggest body.
He's gonna. I honestly think the way things are going right now, you're gonna see a lot of Frank Darby real soon.
There's a reason why we took him. I mean, there's a reason why we drafted him. Really.
Mm-hmm.
I think he would have played today, but he was injured. I think they say he had like a strain or something like that. He got injured in practice this week. But I think we're gonna see a lot of them too because if you look at the plays that he made in the preseason, like I said, to play in this scheme, you have to be physical. I mean, you can have one or two receivers like Calvin Ridley could be that guy that's going to do the quick out routes and stuff like that and take the deep shots. But you can't have all three of your receivers being small and none of those guys are physical because you want to run the football. That's what everything is predicated off this run. So if you don't have receivers that can block and to do the dirty work, then it's pointless. And that's what we're seeing.
Yeah. I think people don't understand that. I think people don't really understand Like I don't think people understand how this team is gonna get ran. I mean, this is the first year. Wait till next year. Wait till we get when we get money. Let's look at when we get money. Like Jesus Christ, we're paying Desmond Trufant. We're still playing Trufant. Like I don't think people understand that we're still playing Trufant. Like,
like go ahead. I know he got something to say about that. Go ahead.
We're still paying the 300 pounds of pudding $4 million.
Yeah. James Carpenter still on there. All them guys still on that dead cap space. And it's like, what do y'all expect, man? Like, we're still playing Ricardo Allen. We're still paying Ricardo Allen. Like, it's like, bro, like you have to get into just realizing this team, we're going to have to just make some. It's not going to be an instant effect. Like everybody's like, it's a rebuild. It's called a retooling. It's not a rebuild. It's called a retooling. When we get like let's be honest, we get these next 4 games with the Giants, Washington, Jets, and Dolphins. Those are next 4 games. The first week we know that was like I've been saying this. It was a dress rehearsal. This week we played a really tough game versus the Super Bowl champs, and we could have won that game. You get the Giants, who are the Giants. I put it like that. You get Washington. And then you got to fly to London, and then you get a week off, and then you get Miami. We didn't play our Miami. We can go in Carolina at 4-2.
Tua's hurt also.
Hurt. That's what I'm saying. You can go into Carolina in week 6 and be 4-2, and people don't understand that. Or 3-3. So I don't. It's a reason why. Like y'all just understand. This team is not. It's not. It's so open. Like look, Carolina smacked the Saints today. You don't understand. Like you don't know what's gonna happen. It's the NFL. Like these guys in the next week, Wayne Gallman can be playing next week. We don't know when the nose guard we got will be playing. We don't know when Darby or Kaminsky can play. We don't know how these guys are gonna get affected. So you have to just wait. It's just a wait thing. Like we have to wait. When we get the roster this week, when we get the depth chart, I wouldn't be surprised if we got shaken up a lot.
Hold on one second. Tell the people who you are first. They probably don't know who you are.
Well, most people. I'm call on Tyrone from Fever Sports. If you don't know who I am, cover college football and I cover the Falcons for Fever Sports. So, yeah, come check us out. If you don't know who I am, most of y'all come over there. I see y'all names a lot, so I see y'all. But yeah, if it's just this team, people are just really, I don't know, man. They're just stressing the stress. Like it doesn't make sense to stress this way. Like no, and don't even. I just saw pick up Richard Sherman. No, please no, no, man, it's psychotic. Man, got CTE. I'm like, I don't need y'all to even think about that.
See, I don't think that way. See, this is why KStylzz is always feng shuied out here. If I stress like a lot of these folks that stress, I'd have told this whole house a whole new room.
Boy, especially after today. Like I said, man, today. I'm so proud of what I saw today. I keep saying this, and probably I look crazy even saying this, but from what I saw, I love the adjustments. Everything that I'm seeing, and there's only one thing that's really worried that I'm concerned about is that at this point the wide receivers aren't getting open. Outside of Kevin Ridley, they're not getting open. That's a major concern for me at this point. Because they're gonna sit down on the routes. What we're seeing because they're not getting open. Matt Ryan is going to have to be a little bit more final with his passes. And two, Hennessy's just got to play better. I'm just totally disappointed in the way he's been playing lately. Today, you can't be the center. You don't touch people. I'm saying that way too much. He's not hitting anybody. And when in time, the center has to be like, you got to make a decision. He's indecisive. You can't have an indecisive center. And that's what's causing the confusion with even Chris Lindstrom.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying? Not just Jalen Mayfield, but he's thinking that he's gonna be fine. And nobody, like the center doesn't even touch anybody. That's never supposed to be the case. Like, make sure you touch the guy. He's not even touching the guy. That right there is like, I'm seeing this the first 2 weeks of the season. He's not even touching anyone. That's a major concern.
Yeah.
KStylzz.
Like, bro, what more can be said? We didn't about covered everything we could cover.
Yeah, my old lineman in me get pissed off a lot when I see people not knowing how to block.
Bruh, you said the old line in you. Hell, talk about the old line / fullback in me.
Oh yeah, and you I know. Yeah, I know. You the one that get cracked when people don't block. So you the one that's catching the linebacker. You the one catching the linebacker in the backfield.
Exactly. But like I say it like this: I'd rather be an offensive lineman than a punter or a kicker. I tell you that much. You make one mistake, your ass is cut.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
But yeah, man. Like I said, this was just one of those things where we saw an improvement.
Mm-hmm.
go down the drain on unfortunate circumstances at which fundamental football played key. This game showed that fundamental football played a big factor in it.
Mm-hmm.
Getting off on third.
We're gonna close. And if everybody get their closing, but I want to thank everybody. All right, everybody in the chat. I'm say it again. I'm gonna continue to say it. We apologize if we did not get to your super chats. If you send those very same questions, you can put that on our community tab, whether it's you, myself, AFN, put it in our community tab so we can answer it in the next show. I promise you we'll answer those in the next show, or we can either answer it in the next show or we can just make videos off of it. But we do apologize for that. It's a lot of people, and a lot of people be pissed off. There's a lot of people be pissed off during the show. But here we go. Every time. Oh man, really?
He says, "Tap McKinley, I'm straightening up." No, $5. We just read. He said, "Read my name, Tap McKinley. I'm straightening up now."
Okay, all right, Tap, we got you.
Appreciate $5 though.
I think, Tech need to go down there. Tech need to go down there with Dan Quinn again. You need to go down to Dallas.
They got a Tap McKinley. It's called DeMarcus Lawrence.
Wow. He gone for the season. So, and you know we got the Vic Beasley saga about to start again down there in Dallas, but I ain't gonna talk about that. That's old.
No, we don't need that.
Yeah, let's go ahead and close it out, man.
Jude, go ahead.
I just want to thank everybody for tuning in as always. Like I said, I'm encouraged from this game. I thought this game was going to be a litmus test for this team to see if they was going to bounce back and see if they had mental toughness. What I really wanted to see was the guys that struggled in that first game, how they were going to respond to that first beatdown by the Eagles. And these guys came back. Jalen Mayfield played really well. I think he only had like one false start in this game, which is a lot better because, you know, Arthur Smith talked about repeat offenders. If you continue to make mistakes, you're going to get benched. You're going to get benched, you're going to get cut. And from what y'all saying, I think they said that the punter about to get cut, which doesn't surprise me because they said that coming into the season that we're going to look to continue to make improvements on this roster. And that's what we're seeing. So one thing I can say about this new regime, the new coach, the new GM, Terry Fontenot, is they're doing what they're saying. They're following through on their word. They said they're going to play young guys. We're seeing the young guys play. I don't know if you guys seen today, but they took Harmon out of the game for a little while, and they had Jalen Hawkins in the game playing safety. So if you're out there and you're not making plays, you know what I'm saying, and they want to see what they got in these young guys. If you're not doing your job, as we say, do your job. That's what the Patriots, that was like one of their mantras. That's one of the mantras here now with the Falcons. If you're not doing your job, we're going to find somebody that will. And I'm going to leave it at that. But I'm really impressed from what I've seen from week 1 to week 2. All I want to see is improvement. We know that this is their first year. And like Mike said, they're going to give these guys a chance, Terry Fontenot and Arthur Smith, time to bring in the guys that they want on this roster. That may be the reason why we haven't seen guys get extended. Like, you know, we were hoping to see like Grady Jarrett possibly, you know, get restructured and some of these players get restructured. But how it's looking right now is these guys want to bring in their guys. You know, this is Dan Quinn's and the last GM that we have, Thomas Dimitroff. These are the guys that they brought in. We don't know what they're going to do because I think the whole trenches are going to get remodeled. Like all these guys in the trenches, I don't expect none of these guys. That's the reason they're bringing in a guy like Mike Pennell Jr. That shows you right there. If you just look at the Saints defensive line, you know what Terry Fontenot believes in. He believes in being tough up front. So with that being said, just don't get attached to no players that's on the current roster. That's all I'm going to say. Like
that's why he got benched. That's why he got benched for Taquan Graham.
Yeah. So don't get used to seeing none of these guys because a lot of these guys are on 1-year deals. So we're gonna continue to see this team get, it's not like they said, it's not a rebuild, it's a reload. Like they're bringing in the guys that they want. And like you said, this in the offseason, we didn't have the money. We know we didn't have no money and anything like that. So we kind of had to roll with what we had. But the improvement side of the game, far as KStylzz will say, is coaching wise, I seen the adjustments that I needed to see. I was mainly looking at the red zone, and Arthur Smith showed us a bunch of different looks in the red zone. He showed Matt Ryan with the read option keeper. We seen Cordell Patterson in the Wildcat. We seen the play with Calvin Ridley scoring a touchdown where it was a nice little, basically it was a 2-man route between him and Zacchaeus, and it was an excellent route. And they basically executed on 4th down with the pressure on. So I'm liking what I'm seeing out of this team. And I think that we just need to be patient because it's not going to look pretty. Like it's still early. Give these guys some time. But from week 1 to week 2, I like the jump that I've seen.
Yeah.
I'll go next. Like I said, we appreciate everybody tuning in tonight. I know this was unfortunate that we lost again. I'm gonna my final take is gonna be in song. I have to sing this song because for some goddamn reason this loss it hurts, so I have to sing a song. If nobody know what this song, I'm gonna go ahead. I'm gonna just say it's a few lines on it. He goes, "The world is spinning too fast. I'm buying lead Nike shoes to keep myself tethered to the days I tried to lose. My mama said to slow down. You must make your own shoes. Stop dancing to the music." I'm gonna just leave it at that, so y'all know the rest of that. But the reason why I sung that song is, like I said, bruh, it's early. It looks bleak. But this is the NFL for a reason. Anything can damn happen from here on out. The main test that you wanted to see was how tough these guys can get and what can they do under adversity. Now, the score is not going to say that they went through the adverse part. The score basically sound like, bro, y'all just got y'all asses towed through the frame with no Vaseline. But this is why we talk about you have to look at the small integral details of the game. Anything, if you actually look closely at the game, the Tampa Bay defense, like I said, the Tampa Bay defense made the plays they needed to make. Our team didn't make the, well, I ain't gonna say just the Tampa Bay defense. I'm gonna say the Tampa Bay team in general made the plays that they need to make. Falcons didn't make the plays. Like you said, you had the drop interception. You had a couple. You may have had a drop pass here or there. You had a missed throw from Matt Ryan. You had the kicker have 2 of the worst punts we've ever seen in the history of the Atlanta Falcons happen in one game. Like I said, this is why I said this is a team game. Not one piece is bigger than the other. Everybody has to do their job.
Yeah.
If everybody don't do their job, your team normally doesn't win it. It don't matter what position you think. You may think it's the least likely position that nobody cares about, but those type of plays right there is the difference. Like you always say, it's 4 or 5 plays that determines games. We literally just saw all that just played this week. Well, this game, we just literally saw all that play.
Yeah.
Think about it like this. 85%, 80 to 90% of Tom Brady's yardage. Well, I'm going to say 85% of Tom Brady's yardage came through the middle of the field. And then you saw that adjustment happen in the second half to where the middle of the field wasn't as easy as it was the first half. like I said, these are adjustments that we have to look at. These are adjustments that this team has to make. The thing about it is you got your main test from the Super Bowl champion. So you can't do nothing but go up from here. And we're gonna continue to what the hell we was going to talk about tonight. We're gonna continue it tomorrow.
No, we're gonna
we ain't giving you everything tonight.
Mm-mm.
We're gonna hit more into detail tomorrow, and that is kicking it with KStylzz, the cooler talk on Mondays before Monday Night Football.
Because Tuesday we do not talk about the past game, so you guys better come on and kicking with KStylzz on Monday because this is your last time to talk about this game. All right, so I'm about to call on Tyrone.
Yeah.
Mother help me. Call him.
So yeah, thank you guys for having me on. Always like coming on AFN talking sports. Yeah, you can find me over at FILA. Forever I Love Atlanta Sports Podcast. You can find me over there. Tuesday, my schedule's a little everything. Tuesday, I'm on doing the roster review. It's the same thing over there. You're not gonna get nothing about the next show. I mean the last week on Tuesday. If you come in my comments doing that, I'm gonna skip over it, just so you know. So literally and truly, all it is Tuesday's the roster review, Wednesday's the game preview, Thursday is our rivalry week show. I do college football. If you need somebody to watch college football and talk college football, I'm your guy. Talk dogs. I talk all college football.
Shout out to Georgia Tech, bro. Shout out to Georgia Tech for doing what they did. Go ahead.
Y'all should have won that game.
Since you said that, this is a problem that I'm going to see with Clemson, and I said it after the first week when they played Georgia. DJ Ukulele is Byron Leftwich.
Ukulele.
You waiting until the next draft for him to complete a goddamn pass.
He's not good. I don't know why he got so much hype. You know, he was like number 2 in the Heisman vote, but
yeah.
Well, who's Heisman?
On Caesar Sportsbook. Caesar Sportsbook.
The hell Heisman you talking about?
Exactly. But yeah, we going. I'm talking all. I mean, I talk all college football. So if you want to come on Thursday. I'm on Thursday, Friday, and Saturday. I'm on all week talking college football. Thursday is the rivalry week show. We got Georgia Tech versus Pitt, I think. No, Georgia Tech versus North Carolina is this week.
Don't remind me of that. I got money on this game too.
Oh Jesus, you going? Yeah. And then Friday is my preview show. I'm previewing West Virginia and Oklahoma that night. Hopefully, I'll have some guys on from both schools. And then Saturday night, it should be the 3:30 game. But if I can't get anybody, it'll just be me. And I'll have. When do you guys want to come on? It's a fan experience. If you guys want to come on and talk, just don't come on there acting stupid. Just come on, want to talk and just talk college football with me. Tuesday's probably Saturday night's my relax show. I don't really go real deep into it. Friday night is my deeper show, but Saturday night I just sit back and look at scores. I have 3 games I watch every weekend. So if anything, you guys just want to come in and talk. It's if you look up, it's FILA Sports Podcast. If you just put in Call on Tyrone, I don't know, but it might pop up with a whole bunch of Eric if I do stuff. But put FILA, put FILA, and then put Call on Tyrone. I guess it'll pop up. I think it should pop up. Do it like that, and then hopefully you'll be able to find it. If not, my Twitter is Call on Tyrone ATL. You can follow me on there, and I always post my links and stuff on there. So that's all I got tonight. I guess I get my take on the game. Yeah, it's nothing to look into. We played a great game. Me and Mike was talking the whole game. When we got back in the third quarter, we was like, oh yeah, this team is built. This team is getting easy. It's coming to us. It's gonna get us. We gonna get right. Let's put it like that. These next 4 games, it's just gonna be get right games for us, and it's gonna be get back games. Because I think we going to New York, and I think New York might be a crushing. I hate to see Aziz play versus my team, but I got to see him. So we'll see. We'll get to see what I think. But these next 4 games are going to be like get back. Like this is us, and this is what we go. It's going to show us what this team really is.
Don't remind me, because I'm about to get phone calls like hell this week.
My mom a Giants fan. So I
know
my homeboy's a Giants fan. I got another homeboy who's a North Carolina Tar Heel fan. I'm like, oh Lord, I gotta deal with this week. Yeah. let me say one thing. DJ, I'm gonna just call him DJ Ukulele. Yeah. I want y'all to go look up a Tim Wakefield fastball.
Oh my God.
Y'all go look up a Tim Wakefield fastball. This is about how as slow as DJ Ukulele throws the football.
Have you seen him run? Let's talk about that.
Right, I told you he's literally Byron Leftwich all over again.
That's bad. That's
gonna be I think I've told Mike this before. I said this is where Clemson is going to struggle this year, is because
quarterback play.
It's quarterback play. Like I said, if DJ Ukulele, Ukulele, whatever, however you say it,
you get something, yeah.
Like I said, if he didn't throw the ball so damn slow, he would be a lot better quarterback. But the problem is he has a very elongated ass delivery.
They prove it. He keeps saying, "Go Razorbacks. We got you in 2 weeks. Go ahead and get ready for that smack."
Razorbacks. Man said Razorbacks.
We got Vandy, and then we got Vandy next week, which will probably be a 60-point game, and then we got Arkansas the next week. So, and I'm ready to see us beat them by 100. I think they got a lot of hype this year because they beat Texas, but they're not that good. We got the best defense in the country, and I feel sad for Georgia Tech. I'm gonna say this now. I feel bad for Georgia Tech going.
We still beating the dogs by 3. I don't give a damn what nobody said.
Okay.
I stand on that.
That had to be JT. JT Daniels and half the whole defense got to be hurt for you to beat us.
Bro, you can bring back Matthew Stafford, Herschel Walker, all that.
He's
still sticking to that.
I'm gonna let him stick to it.
I stand by it. Hey, look! I'll be the only Georgia Tech fan in the history of the world to say I stick by it. I'm sticking by that.
When C-Dog don't even give you a chance, so that's
I don't give a damn who gives us a chance. Ain't nobody gave us a chance since 2004.
Yeah.
So I'm good. I can be the only one to say that. Tech gonna beat the Bulldogs by 3.
Yeah, I like it. I'll put some money on that. You should put some money on that.
Oh shit, we put a 20 spot on it right now.
I like it. I like that bet. I'll go with that bet. Yeah, we do. We got it.
Hey, at least these folks would tell you right now by seeing this. I ain't no bandwagon fan. I'm sticking with it.
Somebody says it's got to be tough to be a Georgia Tech fan. Yeah.
Hey, the way that these Falcon fans is acting, you rather be a Georgia Tech fan.
You rather be a Georgia Tech fan, to be honest.
Yeah.
Exactly. At least you can you can say about a Tech fan is they gonna stick with it no matter what. 80% of these Falcon fans ain't gonna stick by nothing until they win 9 in a row, and then all of a sudden now they Falcon fans.
Mm-hmm.
So exactly.
It's been like that for years, though. It's been like that in 3 years in Atlanta. And like you said, I don't understand why Falcons fans are still fans when they complain. All they do is complain.
Exactly. And we not talking about all Falcon fans. We just talking about the ones that we deal with on a daily basis.
Yep.
Mm-hmm. All right. I'm gonna just say this again: is that Monday is the last time that we talk about it. So tune in tomorrow to get everything off your chest. Last questions, Pat, for this game. Um, but I'll say this, and I'm gonna continue to reiterate this. We got to stop thinking that just because we have similar players from last year, that we're going to get the exact same play calls, we're going to get the exact same play, we're going to get the exact same like style of football. This is not the same team. We're not going to be throwing the ball as deep as we were before. You're going to see checkdowns. We're going to see athletes be able to, break tackles, and that's what we was talking about. That's what Jew and I we're going to expand on tomorrow. But he needs his players. He's not getting his players. He doesn't have his players right now on offense side. He's having to deal with what he's dealt. So again, we're there, but it's a process. And I'm gonna just say this one last thing. Boy. John Kaminsky, boy, you better get on your ish because you got replaced by Tyquan Graham.
That's my dog. Hey, that's my dog. That's my dog. I've been telling people.
And you weren't even you played so bad last week. You weren't even on the active roster this week. That's bad. That's pretty freaking bad. You got replaced and you weren't even dressed up. That says a lot. You didn't even dress up, bro.
But like I said, we're at a point now where, like I said, you can't hold. Like I said, everybody, if you want the damn spot, you want to make the plays, you gonna get the minute, you gonna get the time. And like I said, if you're not showing up, you get left behind. So,
and one last thing before I close it, I don't want to be out here just getting in wildcats. I don't want to just be throwing the ball deep just for no reason. You know what I'm saying? Got to be a reason for everything. And until we shore up that offensive line completely, we're going to see these same struggles. We're going to see the same vanilla play calling because it all starts up front. Whether it's the running game, the passing game, it all begins up front. And that's for offense, defense, it all begins up front. So I think for the most part, I like what I saw defensively. I'll say this. All right, again, we're gonna end up closing, but I'm gonna just say this. I did not like. I still don't like our inability to set the edge. And Tampa Bay, once again, we play a lot better, but keeping guys off of Foyer and Dion got to do a better job at that. I'm still seeing too much of them guys, offensive linemen and tight ends on those guys, way too much. So I think that's where we're going to see a guy like Mike Pennell. He's going to be up a lot faster than we expect because they're getting into our linebackers. And that's why you see Grunt running free, wide open in the middle because our running backs, our linebackers are just they're getting smashed. Like that's just it's really that it. We need a big boy in the middle of that defense, and that is really just that simple. So with that being said, thank you guys for joining us. I'm sure there's a game on, and we probably done missed 3/4.
Yeah, I think they didn't get out of time already.
Right now.
We don't probably game probably is over on them, but hey man, we appreciate everybody for joining us. We will be back Monday. So you guys got questions, last call for this game tomorrow. We will definitely have the any more updates as far as the news, injuries. I do know that AJ Terrell was diagnosed with a concussion. But we will see. We will see. So with that being said, KStylzz.
Man, y'all continue to support AFN as well as the 6-Man KStylzz channel and also Feline Sports with my boy Call on Tyrone. call him. And as y'all know, as y'all see, we still got that bet going on for the Georgia game. Like I said, 9 times out of 10, it sounds like we ain't got a shot in hell. But guess what? It's still a shot in that motherfucker, and I'm sticking with it. And for the people that may come here and say, well, we haven't talked about Matt Ryan, you need to watch the beginning of the damn stream. We've already said what we need to say.
I don't think it's neat. I mean, he
No.
didn't
But you have to remember, people come in here to see if we're going to literally bash Matt Ryan and say that he was the worst quarterback.
I mean, he played great. He played okay. Yeah. I mean, he had 3 picks.
But you gotta remember, for certain people, that's not good enough. Like I said, I
He
told
threw
you.
for 300 yards.
Matt Ryan. Screw Matt Ryan. He sucked. Old trash.
He threw for 300 yards. He only missed 11 throws.
Bro, you got to remember what these folks think. Like, Matt Ryan has to throw for 7,000 yards and 40 touchdowns in a game in order for them to respect him. You got to remember. They want us to say that Matt Ryan's the worst quarterback Atlanta Falcons franchise has ever seen. This is why.
And we should bring Vic back. Bring Vic back 2021.
Bring Vic back. How about that?
Okay, so if you feel like that, you need to put hashtag bring Vic back.
Okay, tomorrow we will talk more about Matt Ryan. We promise you.
Yeah,
once we get the name, we'll talk more about Matt Ryan. I promise you that. And no, you won't get no watered down version. We're gonna give you exactly what we thought about that past game on Matt Ryan. All right. So those 2 subjects, we'll give you our honest thoughts about Matt Ryan, and we will go on go in detail with our wide receiver. I promise you that. You won't see Matt Ryan great and all this type of shit. We're gonna give you exactly what we thought of that game with Matt Ryan. No watered down version.
Exactly. Like I said, if you're expecting us to say Matt Ryan's the worst quarterback Atlanta's ever seen, then you go into the wrong channel. You got plenty of other channels like that. But the thing is, we will say what needs to be said. If you didn't see the beginning of the show when we talked about Matt Ryan and how he played, you tune in tomorrow or you replay this. So, Mike, you know how we got to do it. What we tell these boys at AFN, we here to stay. No, we ain't here to play. We here to stay. You ain't got to go home. But
you got to get the hell up out of here.
Do that.